Apparently, the UK isn't in Europe. It's not? No, lol. Europe is in Europe, and UK is in UK. Europe is a continent which consists of many countries. No. You're saying Europe is a country? I hope you're trolling. UK is England. No, England is part of the UK. When I visited there, I actually had to ask because I'm stupid and never really looked into it, and schools didn't. Okay, they probably did teach me, to be fair. I'm stupid. I already told you, I'm dumb. But for a while there, I was confused on, we had Great Britain, the UK, England. I was like, what do I refer to this place as? Apparently, not everything that happened in the past is history. That was supposed to be a facts about history page, but all I see is a bunch of stuff unrelated to it. Ninja Turtles came out 33 years ago. It's part of history. History is things like the Roman Empire, Gandhi, World War II, etc. Ninja Turtles is just a show, movie, series, whatever. Not history. Okay. You say anything bad about the Ninja Turtles again, I might have to hunt you down and, whoop your ass. The Civil War wasn't about slavery until the Union started losing. Lincoln needed to gain the support of the Northerners somehow, so he made a political move to include slavery. Otherwise, the people would have forced Lincoln to stop the unpopular war. Many Southern generals couldn't have cared less about slavery or fighting for it. Fact. So I'm taking it. You have a degree in history with a focus on American history during that time period. Because I do, and that's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. Normally I would ask where do they get this stuff, but I know where they get it. They just make it the hell up. Or they believe Cletus down the road, the guy that's, smoking crack all the time and lives in a shed. They trust him over the person who actually spent a long time, really learning the stuff. This particular comment was responding to someone saying how dogs in the med kept cool by staying in the shade all day. Oh god, are we in for a real treat here? No, they don't. Stray dogs are always running around in the midday sun on boiling pavement and sand. It doesn't bother them. Okay. Dogs are exceptional, are regulating their own body temperature, and putting coats on them in the winter and cooling pads on them in the summer messes with it. It's called anthropomorphism. No. That is absolutely not what that word means. Assuming animals struggle with temperatures as humans do, dogs are dogs. They don't need us humans babying them and treating them as children. They're fine. Dogs have to regulate their damn body temperature by breathing harder and faster. My guy, what are you talking about? You're insane. I hope you don't own an animal. Not just a dog, any animal, please. This interaction on a TikTok about making pickles. Oh boy, why do you use cucumber and not pickles? Pickles are cucumbers. Have you ever tasted a cucumber? Yeah, I don't think so. Are you slow? That is the kindest way to ask. Well, we know what they're asking. That's just the kindest way to do it. This person absolutely has to be trolling people, though. Come on, right? Right? You guys know pickles come from cucumber, right? You guys know that, right? Please. Yes, only the US was colonized. Portuguese and Brazil just popped out of thin air. As a Brazilian, I never understood why Americans are so obsessed with ancestry and stuff like that. Many people here have Italian and Portuguese ancestry, and I never saw a Brazilian claiming to be Italian or Portuguese. Brazilian is an ethnicity, and American is a nationality. That's the difference. My friend, an American with Italian ancestry is still an Italian ethnically. Same for German Americans, English Americans. You should study about the colonization of the US instead of talking bullshit. Oh, I mean, you freaks invent fictional pronouns like whatever those are, so, it's difficult to converse with the patently insane. Seek therapy or a better therapist. Well, that's Dutch for he, him. Well, hey now, whoa. Don't make this guy look more stupid. He's already doing such a good job on his own. Eggs are apparently a dairy product. I didn't know that. All right, taste of casserole. Who cares? All right, let's see. Please don't list a recipe as non-dairy, showing it calling for 8 eggs, and with a picture showing eggs as well. Sir or madam, what the hell is actually your problem? You know what? It's probably best for my health if I don't know. What's funny is, it was invented by an American, spelled aluminum, and pronounced alu-min-um, and suddenly Europe decided to change the spelling and pronunciation. You are the one who is wrong. Let's see here. Danish physicist. Okay, the discovery of aluminium by Hans Christian Ørsted. Is it Ørsted? The first industrial production of aluminium was initiated by French chemist. This fella in 1856. Well, I didn't know that. You learn something new every day. I didn't think for one goddamn second that a scientist from the United States or Canada invented or discovered aluminum. Also, the only reason we say aluminum is because here that's how it's spelled. That's it. I don't really give a shit either way. If we started spelling it aluminium, oh no, that's so much harder to say. Oh no. You're clearly uneducated. There is no legitimate proof of evolution. You have no idea. I know this isn't the main point, but you're not really helping yourself by throwing an emoji in the middle of your, statement. Fellow commenter rambles this about a video where an armed Florida man used his baby as a shield against the police, got tased, thinking the baby was shocked by the taser, but gets corrected and then downvoted to the deep end. Do you not know how electricity works? He was holding the child, so when he got tased, the kid also got tased. This is why cops should only use their weapons as an absolute last resort. They shouldn't even be carrying them on their person. Not how tasers work. The current only flows between the two barbs. It will not shock someone else only in contact with the person being tased. How did I not know that? Maybe I'm stupid. You know, maybe I'm the idiot. No, really don't do this. Your credit will get destroyed. Oh, great. Let's see. Students are refusing to pay back their loans when payment pause ends. Do not do this. It would leave a devastating impact on your credit history. Student loans have zero bearing on credit score, bro. Clearly, you don't even have a debit card yet. Huh? Excuse me? They what? Huh? Oh, I hate the credit score. It's such a psychotic scam. Why do we use it? Oh, I know why. I'm not gonna get into it here, though. Yellow is me. Red thinks she's smarter than us super brains. All right, tonight's final Jeopardy question, and none of the super brains got it. It's so easy. All right, well, let's see here. He debuted on TV in 1967. The show's creator wanted someone from behind the Iron Curtain to be on our side. What was the category? There is no category for the final question. They bet all their money or some for the big win. Actually, there's always a category for Final Jeopardy. As a former contestant, I can assure you there is. If there wasn't, you wouldn't know how much to wager. It's not a category like the other two segments of the show have. It's just a question. No, there is a category. Before they cut to commercial break, if memory serves me correctly, right before they would cut, Alex, or whoever was hosting the show at the time, I completely forgot he's not doing it anymore for unfortunate reasons, I apologize, but anyway, right before cutting to commercial break for Final Jeopardy, they would say, hey, this is the category. They would literally say it and show it to you. What are you talking about? On a video about someone finding a rodent in their outdoor foam pit, rat poop is poisonous, and you playing in that area and can get sick, throw the foam away and start over. That's a mouse. No, Stuart Little is a mouse. Remy is a rat. Please learn the difference. Rats are outside. Mouses are inside. Mouses, huh? Really? You went with Stuart Little's a mouse, Remy is a rat? Okay. You're right, I guess. Redditor confuses Puerto Rico with Costa Rica, yet pretty much knows exactly where it's located. I'm going to St. Martin in July. Hi, everyone. I'm going to spend my vacations in St. Martin in July. Could you recommend me what places to visit? What I must experience? The do's and don't. The singular don't. I have searched a few things by myself, but hearing from other people's experience is also a good idea. So could you give any suggestions? Thank you in advance. I think that's Puerto Rico. You need to do way more research on your end. I'm talking about the island St. Martin, and I pretty much know where exactly it is located. I just couldn't find the right Reddit forum to post/ask my question. So I thought, why not I ask another forum that might have a little bit information of the island? Costa Rica and St. Martin are nothing alike. Yeah, no. If you knew where the island of St. Martin is, then you would have known there's nothing that relates to this sub at all. It's not even close to Costa Rica. I think you're lost. Yeah, maybe. Just breathe. Just a few breaths. You get $10,000 if you make a girl reject you on a date in under a minute. What do? Breathe. Spelling breathe or breath like that will definitely get you 10K. Oh, but you know breathe and breath are two different words, right? Right? Am I reading them correctly? Have I suddenly forgotten how to pronounce those words? The comments are on a post about iron only naturally forming from stars. Our guy Red here disagrees. Yeah, not even close to true. Iron is found in rocks. I can't tell if this is sarcasm or not. Hey buddy, where do you think rocks came from before Earth formed? Hey buddy, stars aren't made of rocks or stone. You're so cute, OMG. Where do you think the rocks came from? Did the universe just start with them? Where did anything in the universe come from? Did the universe just start with stars and massive balls of flaming gas? Is this a trick question? Did you not learn that the Big Bang has been thoroughly disproven several times over and that the laws of thermodynamics disprove it quite literally? Unless you believe that the entire universe and everything we know came from an atom that came from nowhere? Because if so, then wow, I hope no one listens to you. Where did it come from? And don't say God. And also, you're wrong about the whole disproven by laws of thermodynamics, by the way. The laws say matter cannot be created nor destroyed. So where did the matter come from then? The Big Bang Theory doesn't say that the explosion created the matter. All matter was condensed and the explosion dispersed it. Also, this has nothing to do with where iron came from. Keep your nonsense to yourself, Wiki Warrior. Ooh, I like the term Wiki Warrior a lot. I love it. Also, don't bother engaging with people that talk like this. Not the guy who's right. Don't bother engaging with people that just say shit. They made it up, and no amount of literal proof or evidence or anything will change their mind. These people have absolutely no intention of learning at all. They will never, ever, ever, ever change their mind. You could beat them half to death with this evidence. Figuratively speaking, of course. You could beat them over the head with actual proof. You could have God come down from the heavens and say, hey, Steve, you're wrong. Still wouldn't sway them. So just don't waste your damn energy talking to really anybody online for anything like this. Just don't. The Appian Way? The Appian Way is a road in Rome built in 312 BC. It's over 2,000 years old and is still in use today. It was once one of the most important roads in Rome. Oh, I see. Yeah, I see where your math is a little strange. We're in the year 2023, so it ain't over 2,000 years old then, but no stress. You forgot what BC means, don't you? You forgot it's fine. It's fine. Before chalupas. What are you gonna do about it? Got hit with this one today by a girl whose bio is I live and breath my children. Oh, I see. Breathe is either spelled breathe or breath. Same meaning, look it up. Okay, let's look it up really quick, since this is the second time breathe and breath have popped up. Ah, yes, here we go. I googled breathe versus breath. Here we go. Breathe is a verb we use for the process of inhaling and exhaling. That's the one with the E on the end. Breath is a noun that refers to a full cycle of breathing. So, now you know which word to use. My, breathe doesn't smell, my breath smells. This person thought people and dinosaurs lived at the same time. Plenty of proof that man and dinosaurs lived at the same time. Okay, here is a .gov website showing that that's not true. No, I mean dinosaurs. There are tracks in flowstone of dinosaurs and man-made at the same time. Here's another link. Both Morris and Neufeld admit that these prints were carved during the Great Depression. So a little bit after dinosaurs were walking the earth, right? Me swallowing a tablet without any water. Tasted yummy. Apple does not sell tablets. Since when is that a tablet? It's an iPad. But it isn't a tablet. Tablet is from Microsoft and iPad from Apple. Two different things. Oh, good God. I made a magical thinking up a couple months ago. Wait, I made magical thinking up a couple months ago, apparently. What? What the hell is... Oh, I see what you're talking about. Wow, I just read really weird. What the hell is magical thinking? Y'all make up crap every couple months, I swear. Magical thinking is a concept that's been around in psychiatry for decades and is a symptom of OCD and schizotypal personality disorder, among other disorders. Not only did we, or I, not make this up, but it wasn't made up a couple months ago either. Yeah, there are a lot of people out there that think, I haven't heard of this, so it must be brand new. No, you just can't know everything, jackass. What kind of cells again? I was educated the same bullcrap you was educated in public school and in college. I'm fully aware of what they say in mainstream bio... Mainstream? Oh my God, you're a crackhead. One thing they leave out is the fact that we have mitochondria cells covering our whole body and our organs. Mitochondria cells cover your whole vagina inside and out. Antibiotics destroy your mitochondria cells, and they weaken the muscles inside of the vaginal canal. I wouldn't have made this post if I didn't know what I was talking about, but I'm at the point to where I don't give a shit about any of you people anymore. Okay, you can take your trilby off for 2 seconds, you 47-year-old I don't give a crap. Mitochondria cells. Huh. Didn't we have a little meme going around talking about what the mitochondria is? The organelle that we can call the powerhouse of the cell? Snakes do not equal reptiles? Are you serious? Birds are dinosaurs in the same way that humans are hairy rat-sized mammals. If you're going to call people out on being incorrect, don't call birds dinosaurs. I think you're doing the thing. Do it. What happens in your head when you do 27 plus 48? Please respond, I'm trying to see something. No, you're not trying to see something. You're trying to bring all of the idiots out and or make people feel stupid. Because trust me, 27 plus 48, give me 45 minutes of really count. I have to count one by one in my head because I can't just do that. I do not have the ability to go, oh, it's this. All right. Well, let's see here. 20 plus 40, 7 plus 8, total 74. Why are people here correcting me even when my answer is right? I don't know, I just use a calculator. 99% of people are unaware of the slushy yet clingy sky ice. What 99% do not know about the dome is that sky ice clings to itself and is slushy. It's made entirely of microcrystal quartz that is so dry we don't even have a word for it yet. How it holds its shape is through a specific frequency, cymatics, similar to sand. Is this some Minecraft crap? The smug is strong with this one. Breaking, comedian Dan Soder opens Taco Taqueria next to Joey Rose's. That is a boa, you uncultured swine. Huh? What? I mean, it's bow, but yeah. But what? I'm saying you're right, but also wrong, but mostly right. Wrong how? It's pork belly, kimchi, and cilantro? White people who like to pretend they're better than the other white people are creaming their little panties. Do you need more exotic ingredients to further turn these fusion-loving cucks on? Dude, what the literal are you talking about, man? What are you saying? I was talking to an actual astronaut on a post the other day. Is this so hard to believe? All right, let's see. What do we got? I run a shipping company, and all of our warehouses use multiple couriers. It's not just common, it's the done thing. Depending on the size of goods and volumes to different destinations, the orders will be wildly different and couriers will go out of their way to win the business with low bids and good collection times. I run a shipping company. Yeah, but you don't though, do you? Well, yeah, I do. I'll grant you that's possibly a shipping company. Yeah, my shipping company. Go refresh the page and look at the MD's job title. To be fair, this is the internet. You have to be hypercritical of just about anything anybody says, even if it is somewhat believable. I don't know, man. The internet just sucks. But hey, look at that, MD and Chief Developer. Do schools not show solar system models anymore? Would anyone here trust the modeling community with the Earth's science of climate while knowing full well that they cannot equate one rotation with one sunrise, noon, sunset cycle every 24 hours? It's a fact not generally known that, owing to the difference between solar and sidereal time, the Earth rotates upon its axis once more often than there are 24-hour days in the year. That is the dumbest conclusion ever drawn by any society since humanity set foot on the planet and used their perceptive faculties. The clockwork solar system modelers like Newton had no way of knowing it was a misuse of timekeeping, yet it forms the basis of the scientific method. I'm kind of blown away right now. Someone with a human biology degree claiming to know how UTIs work. UTI is caused by air into the urethra and can be remedied by urinating after sex. This is 100% wrong. I have a degree in human biology. Downvote this if you want, but I am correct. This is caused more by no urination than hygiene. If you have a degree in human biology, then your university failed you. Regardless, I have a degree in biology as well and also work with bacteria and infections on a daily basis at my lab. You're getting downvoted because you're 100% wrong. UTIs are caused by bacteria, or, very rarely, fungi, or fungi, if that's your choice. being introduced into the urethra. Full stop. There are multiple bacteria strains that can cause a UTI, but the most common is E. coli, a bacteria naturally occurring in our guts and therefore our feces. I'm also confident that 90% of South American countries are dictatorships. So there's that. Well, you're very confidently incorrect then, huh? Vertical distance and horizontal distance are hard concepts. Oh, wait, here we go. 2,768 stairs, 2,000 vertical feet, 1 mile. The Manitou Incline, Colorado. Except 2,000 feet's not a mile. 1 mile is 5,280 feet. But still, that's a lot of steps. I happen to have climbed the Manitou Incline at least 15 times in my life. I can tell you it is an incredibly rewarding experience that will make you cry. Not because of your victory over the false summit, among other things, but because at the top you'll realize you burned so many calories, and you're about to burn a lot more on your 2+ hour walk back down to your car, that you get to go to IHOP and have yourself as many pancakes as you want without feeling guilty. No, really though, if you're not really physically fit, please don't do this. It will f you up more than you think. How to strawman badly. Okay. No. You claim great apes came from a pile of ooze and minerals and metals 4.6 billion years ago. Then, 700 million years ago, laugh out loud, they turn into humans. Then they turn back into apes, which means evolution de-evolved back to apes? Evolution sure is weird, huh? 2 Corinthians. Is it chapter 4, verse 4? I don't really care. Among them, the god of this world, Satan, has blinded the minds of the unbelieving to prevent them from seeing the illuminating light of the gospel of the glory of Christ, who is the image of God. I don't know what that means. I don't need a rabies vaccine. I have an immune system. Oh, dude. I'm never having another vaccine of any sort ever again. No fucking way. Rabies doesn't progress in every case. Some people and animals recover or are never infected after a bite in the first place. Most people immediately get injected before any symptoms appear. No, I won't be immediately getting a rabies shot if I get bitten by an infected animal. What the hell? No one ever recovered from rabies. It's 100% lethal once symptoms appear. Are you stupid? No, it's not. People survive after symptoms appear, just not often. I survived multiple... No, you didn't. 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 Rabies is close to 100% lethal once symptoms appear, as that person said. However, one person did survive without the vaccine, or at least one person that I know of. They were put into an induced coma for 2 weeks, and they were on breathing tubes and feeding tubes so that the fever could run its course. They lived, but that was a hell of a long shot, dude. Seriously, if anything bites you and you have any inclination, you go to the ER. I'm not kidding. Because if you f*** around with rabies, you will die in one of the most horrifically awful ways you could think of. Leave them wanting less is a very good piece of advice a lot of comics today seem to be forgetting. You got the laugh, now get out and tell a different joke or do a different skit. Almost got it. Apparently less equals more. Leave them wanting more? No, wanting less. It's a saying for your skit. Goes on for too long after the punchline or takes too long to get to the punchline. Trim the skit down. I don't know. What? Well, that settles that then. A flu shot was not a vaccine. Up until that injection, you supported being forced onto people a vaccine required one shot. What the hell are you talking about? Learn to type. Prevented catching and transmitting the virus. The flu shot never did that. Therefore, it was never a vaccine, until the definition of a vaccine was changed after this shot was forced onto people. Now, that one actually, that sentence should have been read better. I'm just stupid. Now, all of a sudden, the flu shot, along with a whole host of other dangerous big pharma products, are considered a vaccine. Do you watch CNN? This is some radical stuff you're trying to convince others about. What? You seriously thought the flu shot was a vaccine all this time? And they really get offended if someone guesses their age correctly or goes slightly higher. There. Huh? Your correction was wrong. I'm crying. How? These Americans. This user. In other posts, he's a homophobe. Now he's an anti-Semite too? Damn, what a combo. Surely the targeted reader of those Malay conspiracy books? Did you know that there was a Muslim division of the SS? Did you know the Jews first declared economic war against Germany in 1933? Did you know the European didn't want the communism brought by mostly Jews? Simply stating facts here. Didn't blah, 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 blah. Quit spewing your stupid bullshit and get off the internet, you 14-year-old moron. Person who knows nothing about encryption thinks AI can break it. Hear me out. AI could decrypt this and find it out. Just take some time. AI has very little to do with encryption and would have no application to this problem. Currently, it knows a lot. I've told it to encrypt a message, which it does very easily. If it can encrypt in seconds, then it can decrypt something as well. Right. Do you not know how citations work? Oh boy, here we go. So, photosynthesis doesn't start to lose efficiency after a certain ppm of CO2. It doesn't completely break down at a specific concentration of CO2 in the air. If so, you need to get this critical finding out lots of people who have this wrong somehow. Oh, two. I didn't even see the word two in there. Sorry, when I read like that, it's because I get stuck because someone wrote something dumb or my brain just erased a word. Please provide a cite for this extraordinary discovery. Elringer James R. Thor Serling. And oh, I see, you're citing it. Gotcha. That's a book, not a citation. Do you not know how citations work? Here's one, for example. Hyperlink. Here, I've linked to a primary source and the relevant detail that supports my point. Have fun reading your textbook and figuring out how wrong you are. See? Like I said, these people will literally never, ever, 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 ever change their mind. Someone asked for identification of a tick in an entomology group I'm part of. This conversation ensued. Yes, it does matter. This is a dog tick. They cannot carry Lyme. Good for you, blank. You're not an expert, and I can tell you from personal experience that I was told the same thing. Getting your family tested when you pull a tick off of them, and getting the tick tested is the only way to 100% know. You can argue all you want, but you're not an expert at this, and I know exactly what it's like to have this disease. I am an expert. I am a board-certified medical and veterinary entomologist. Shut up. On a scale of 1 to 10, the phylum Chordata is my favorite color of the alphabet. Foxes are lupine, not canine. Completely different species. The problem with putting more effort into sounding authoritative than being accurate is, you reveal you're an idiot. Canine is the layman term for all animals in the family. Is it Canidae or Canidae? Which includes every animal in this list plus a few more, like the bush dog and the raccoon dog. The problem with putting more effort into sounding smug than being accurate is that you reveal you're not only an idiot, but also a jerk. Oh, and furthermore, lupine means wolf-like, not fox-like. The term you were looking for is vulpine. Foxes are both vulpine and canine, but they are distinctly not lupine. People living in the Victorian era were healthier and lived as long as people do now. Okay. Life expectancy was skewed by infant mortality. Oh my god. Most of these people probably lived just as long as you'll live and healthier too. Okay. Their food was real. Their environment wasn't polluted. They exercised. They weren't obese. Yeah, why do you think that is? And sick on 30 pharmaceuticals to stay alive. They could afford a home and a Dude, you are f***ing stupid. What a good father, helping his baby with its alcohol addiction by locking away all the liquor. Too bad the door barely even hangs on the cabinet. Kid's probably been going on raging benders and ripped it off. I'm sorry, I can't not. It's... What? It's cannot or can't. I can't not be sorrier for the way I cannot allow you to incorrectly correct the use of its, even though it was used incorrectly not today. What? Okay. Apparently, peeing is a type of birth control. It's a what? She has to pee or she'll get pregnant. Please tell me that's a joke. It's hard to tell without tone, and it's on the internet, so there's no telling. Just for my own sanity, please tell me you're joking. When girls pee out of their vagina, the pee pushes the sperm out so it can't reach the egg. You should have learned this in middle school health class. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Assuming a best-selling Australian author would use American spelling and grammar. Maybe before you post your recipes, you should spell check them. As you've misspelled some words, but don't worry, I'm here to make sure you get the right spelling from now on. Color, correct. You misspelled correct. You're trying to correct them and you fumble. Stop typing there. Your sentence no longer matters. Correct spelling color. Flavor, correct spelling flavor. You picked it up on the second correct. And there is no S at the end of the abbreviation of minutes. It's just min. Ah. Vienna is Austria. Australia is about 8,000 miles east. Vienna is the capital of Australia. Do a quick Google before you correct people, huh, buddy? Oh, no. He's blind to the letter L. He doesn't know it's not there. He can't see it. He thinks that's Australia. You know, Salzburg, the famous home of the drop bear. Bad Bunny has endorsed Kamala Harris. I'm very late to this one, I can see. He's not even American! But readers have added some important context, courtesy of the history.state.gov. Puerto Ricans are American citizens. Sorry. Oh my God, I don't think I've ever seen this second part of the tweet. I've never seen the return of it. Community noting a comment is so weird. Oh my God, y'all are so obsessed with me. No, we're not obsessed with you. We're just preventing the spread of misinformation. Learn more about community notes here. The politest get fucked I've ever read. There's no way that there's a third. Oh, she's fighting demons. She's fighting demons. Slapboxing Beelzebub right now. My original comment's correct. He's not American, he's Puerto Rican. Four question marks. Once again, Puerto Ricans are American citizens. Sorry. How do you lose the triple down? That's insane. Pack it up and try again later. On a meme about Optimus Prime supporting queer folk, someone mentioned the Bible. That's the most interesting cross-section I've ever seen. We got Transformers, the LGBT, and the Bible. There aren't any evil acts in the Bible. Nice try, though. I read that it's cover to cover, not one evil act. The words were hard to get through, too many syllables, but I made it through. Imagine being so confidently arrogant. I am not British. I am English. With 1 million British flags or English flags, whatever. Wrong flag then. What's the right one? You don't know what the English flag is? No. Ma'am, Canada didn't even fight in World War II, so maybe sit this one out. Well, actually, every time I see community notes, what pops in my head is, did you guys ever see the Neil deGrasse Tyson Key and Peele sketch where Jordan Peele's playing as Neil and he goes, well, actually, I hear that every time I see a community note.
Well, actually,
Canada joined the World War II war effort September 10th, 1939. The US joined the war effort in December of 1941. So we kind of just rode on their coattails or something. 2 degrees right here, right now in Canada. Celsius, you fucking Americans. Yeah, we use Celsius in Canada too. It's 2 degrees Celsius here right now in Canada. You are so clueless. It's your, with the apostrophe, R-E. If you're gonna call someone clueless, you best come with flawless spelling and punctuation. Otherwise, you too look clueless. Colonial language. Wild phrase. Spain didn't have colonies. Cope. I don't even have the context for this. I can't even make a proper joke because I have no context. I have no idea what they were arguing over. I just see the war that happened in the comments. Oh boy, here we go. That's where you're not getting science. There are XY ovaries with XX male organs. There's XO, XXY, triple XY, 46XX, and 46XY, and more. Science recognizes transgender, even if it makes you uncomfortable. Hate to say it, human female eggs do not carry chromosomes. That's the human male sperm. Oh my goodness. I feel like Twitter's the worst place for this kind of argumentation anyway. Like, this is what we didn't see after this are the 8 comments with some form of of slur usage. You know what I mean? There are 8 replies here where there is some sort of horrible word being thrown. Now, this is what I'm here for.
Dear Brits, if you're gonna drop the word meal in the sentence, I had a blank meal, drop the too. Example, I had blank. Not only do you get to drop another word, but it makes more sense too.
As a Brit, I couldn't care less about what an American thinks about grammar and syntax in the English language.
It's I could care less.
Ah, so you do care, just a little bit, right? Even just an iota of care exists in your system, huh? I appreciate that. What do you disagree on with him? Evolution theory. What is your understanding of evolution theory? So far, a beautifully respectful conversation, on Twitter no less. We can rebuild. I understand that it violates physics. You can't hear it when I'm making a whistle of like a bomb dropping. That's the IQ falling off the roof. Right in our face. Right in our face. And that we have fossil evidence to show that it didn't happen. This is something that I make Reddit videos, I talk about horror, I talk about wrestling, I talk about video games. This is not my realm of expertise, and I'm not gonna pretend like I know. I'm not gonna go and Google and then spend an hour researching. But this just sounds stupid. Does it not just sound dumb? I don't know. Apparently there's some confusion here about Kate Middleton's statement. Quote, "It really has made a difference to William and me." William and me is grammatically correct. William and I would have been incorrect. Hope that helps.
It's William and I.
My husband and I, personally, I think she wrote it that way to be one of the people. It is the way we talk, but grammatically it's I. This one I do know. It is William and I. William and me doesn't sound right. That hits my ears and annoys me. That's not correct. Hashtag Assassin's Creed Odyssey lets you be as gay as you want. This takes place in ancient Greece, right? The Greeks followed religious doctrine, so they would kill somebody for being gay.
Would they? Would they now?
Therefore, if this series, which prides itself in its historical realism, apart from characters having an impact, is gonna add this, it's wrong. Law, you think ancient Greece wasn't gay?
I know ancient Greece followed Christianity.
Dudes were kissing dudes back in ancient Greece. They do it today too. Isn't that beautiful? We could learn a thing or two. OMG! As a nurse, I can't even tell you how many men were shocked that urinary catheters, indeed, are not placed in the vagina. Yes, there are 3 holes. Sorry, I'm like in shock. You do, there is a urethra, like there's a pee. Did you not know this? I bet it all came out the same place. Oh my god. Wait until guys know that pee isn't stored in the balls. You're telling me it goes for somewhere else? Oh boy. The vagina is all the holes, you ignorant fool. What a banger first line. The vagina is the whole area in the crotch. Sorry, the crouch. Including all of the holes. That is what they taught us in sex ed school. And I will believe a teacher over some idiot on the internet. And I'll believe that with my whole crouch area. Hell yeah, dude. Nothing in life is free unless you're an illegal immigrant in a sanctuary city. Whoa! I didn't even register what I was reading until I was done with the sentence. Universal health is your tax dollars, not free. If taxpayers are paying for it, then it's free for people who can't afford it. Do you know how insurance works? I pay for my insurance. I don't expect anyone else to pay it for me. I see. That's very silly of you. All right, we've hit our quota for most political post in the subreddit. I think we're moving on now. Oh no! I shouldn't have said a word. God damn it, I shouldn't have said a word. Oh man. 1 in 1,000 African Americans have been killed because of coronavirus. The most remarkable thing about Biden's statement, it was true.
So 0.001% is a horrifying stat? Thank God I'm a math major. Do people not understand how numbers work? That number sounds amazing to me. Only 0.001% have died.
Well, 1 out of 1 is 100%, 1 out of 10 is 10%, 1 out of 100 is 1%, 1 out of 1,000 is 0.1%. Yeah, I did 2 extra zeros there, big bro. If you're a math major, you might want to drop out, bro. Might want to put the fries in the bag, brother. Because you don't get about numbers. Median income isn't the average or even the typical income. It's just the middle value. Most people make far below the median income.
Well, 50% to be precise.
Again, that's not what median is. Median means middle. They both have M in it.
Rocks don't reflect light. Neither does the moon.
The moon is not a reflector. It emits its own light. It's not rock and you cannot land on it.
Excuse me?
Do we have a moon landing denier in the Big 2-5? Now ask yourself, what else am I being lied on about? Or lied to, whatever. Well, actually, this rock is literally reflecting light. Things can be seen because they reflect light, and you are dumb. Whose grandma's on Twitter right now? Get Mima off the phone. She's posting moon landing propaganda again. It's not real. There has never been another nation ever that has existed much beyond 250 years. Not a single one. America's 250th year is 2025. The next 4 years are going to be pretty interesting considering everything that's already been said.
My local pub is older than your country.
It's great service too. France is known for wine. Japan is known for sushi. Brazil is known for carnival. What is Ireland known for? Braveheart, but they'll never take our freedom.
That's Scotland, you clown.
Same island.
Oh, shit. Were they found dead after this? That's a bold statement.
Wow. Your Japanese need to learn some geography for once. Oh, sorry. It's sorry. He wasn't saying you're Japanese. He's saying you Japanese. Okay. Need to learn some geography for once in your lives. This channel is from Pennsylvania, not America. And people like you call Americans ignorant. Give me a break.
Isn't Pennsylvania one of the 50 states in America?
No, it's where they made pencils, right? Hence the name Pennsylvania. It's a cent, not a penny. The British mint pennies, the USA mint cents. See picture.
All right, I'm looking. I think I'm too dumb to get this one.
Pretty sure cent is just one cent, one coin, right? Duck feathers and their hydrophobic properties.
Phobic is the wrong word.
They are repellent of water. The water is not afraid of the feathers. Society has screwed up the definition of phobic and phobia. And they get to be a part of the US Census. Isn't that crazy? If they're from the US, that is. They get to be a part of the US Census. Isn't that crazy? Professional photographer is told, no, when they try to correct someone who got their fact backwards. Also, the focal length of the mugshot is probably shorter, which makes your face look wider.
It's the wrong way around. Longer focal lengths widen the face, shorter ones narrow it.
No.
Yes. I am a professional photographer, cinematographer, and published author.
Bang, 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 a three-peat on those and related subjects. I spend my entire working life and much of my non-working life behind the camera or at a computer looking at pictures. Last year, I shot probably, 500,000 photos. I am intimately familiar with how focal length works as it relates to how it affects a portrait subject. Goodness gracious. But fine. Don't believe me and don't want to do literally 5 seconds of Googling before you tell someone they're full of shit? Fine. I'll do it for you. Oh my God. The Thanos, fine, I'll do it myself. My partner takes me to a beautiful beach at sunset with his family. Look, algae mustache. That's nice, dear. Can't take us, a phycologist anywhere nice. I believe I said that right, phycologist?
Try psychologist instead. Spelling counts, people. Learn how or look it up in the dictionary for a change.
Hi there. A phycologist with an H is someone who studies algae. I am a phycologist with an H because I study algae. That's why me putting algae on my face is the joke. Glad to be part of your learning journey today. You try looking it up in the dictionary for a change. If you have trouble swallowing pills, make sure to ask your doctor or pharmacist before doing this because lots of pills are designed to reach certain areas of your body before they dissolve.
Certain parts? You mean part, the stomach. Where else is it gonna dissolve? After the stomach?
Yeah. Pills with an enteric coating are designed to withstand stomach acid so they dissolve in the small intestine or after.
Literally, yes.
As a black woman, you have the Eve gene, which makes you able to procreate. Black women create all. White women can't procreate? No, they cannot. Do your research. They're not capable. They can't do it. Many have tried, all have failed. Puberty blockers must be abolished. That's the message. Agreed. What's the reason for them? To mess up human DNA? Turn men into women and women into men. It needs to be abolished. Yeah, I meant besides the trans thing. What else would it be used for medically? Is there even a reason? I just told you what the purpose is, and there's no other purpose besides that. Being so real. These are two people bumping their stone brains against each other. If you hear that sound of rock clanking against rock, it's these two boneheads going back and forth. Raw is law because bacteria do not exist.
Well, actually.
Bacteria make cheese, converting milk through fermentation. Dummy. It's like only one country exists. What instantly ruins a salad for you? The realization that I actually wanted a steak instead, but I'm trying to be healthy or something. Realization. Oh, I see. We don't... No, you're dumb. There's two spellings, I'm pretty sure. Oh, no. Thank you for your very useful comment. This may be hard for you to comprehend, but not everyone spells it using the American spelling. But good on you for trying. Doesn't matter what everyone uses. Realization is the correct spelling. It may surprise you, but there are other countries outside of America. Also, the place that came up with the language, England, they use S and not a Z, but you do you. None of that matters. It's with a Z, never with an S. Well, of course it matters. If you choose to flat out ignore it, then that's on you. It's ironic that you're not going to realize the error of your ways. But keep pushing that Z. Thanks for the laugh. Realize with a Z. Sound logic, Captain America. Then shouldn't your name be spelt with an N? It's with an N, never with an N-ya. Nice try. You're not going to get me this time. I'm squeezing these seeds and nothing is happening. Have you ever tried to press a flax seed? Does any juice or oil come out? No. Hence, they make up this bullshit manufacturing process to make oil. Even if they say it's cold pressed, it's not. The seed simply doesn't have enough oil content. Yeah, you're being lied to, buddy. What's tofu made of, bud? No one. Absolutely no one. Seriously, not a single soul. My Crohn's disease. So you can't digest soy anymore. Hope you enjoyed that tofu because you're never having it again. Oh, did I not give you a heads up first? Oh, so sorry. You could put any sauce on tofu to give it flavor. How is this helpful in any way right now? Well, the OP was bitching about their Crohn's disease preventing them from eating tofu. I'll let them know that they could put any sauce other than soy sauce on it. I want you to look up what it's made of right now. Look up what it's made of and get back to me. There are 28 people slaughtering him in the quotes. 500,000 miles is low. The fuck? Oh boy. So he believes that there's 500,000 miles on this Silverado, and he's like, you're lying. There's no low mileage. It says 50,000. It's 50,000 miles. Some dumbass apparently didn't finish school. Bro, you stupid ass. Read, dumbass. That first zero is for 1 million miles, you stupid motherfucker. Now take off that low mileage part, dumbass. Exactly. Now who's the one that didn't finish school, stupid motherfucker? Oh my god. Oh my god. Whatever makes you feel smart, bro. You interested? You want to buy it? Yep, can confirm there's an on/off switch. That period thingy, yeah, that period thing, it's a scam. Those ladies know how to turn it off if they really want to. Whoa! That gender would stop a day flow for any guy they're into. No, not how it works. Not quite how it works, buddy. Lighting on the left is perfect temp for a train. Lighting on the right is perfect temperature for a dentist. Please get rid at, what is that, Thames Link? I don't think you know what the word temperature means. No, I believe lighting temp is correct. I believe lighting temp is the right word there. Another day of Texans overestimating how big Texas is. For context, there was a discussion on speed cameras in Europe. To be clear, Texas has between 590,000 to 680,000 miles of road, depending on which source you believe. The European Union, not all of Europe, just the EU member states, has over 3 million. That just simply wouldn't work. Texas alone has more miles of road than Europe does in its entirety, I'm pretty sure. There's just too many miles of roads in the US to make it a plausible option. Maybe for certain sections of certain highways or interstates, though. Roll Tide. I'm a dumb guy. Transphobe embarrasses themselves. Oh my god. Don't forget your Adam's apple, ma'am! Can't change your DNA. Everyone has an Adam's apple. You need to go back to anatomy class.
Granted, I never paid attention. I was too busy wondering how the drywall looked like that. But you need you need to go back.
Do you know what Trinity means? It basically means a solid group of people. It means 3.
It could mean 3.
It could also mean 4, 5, or 6. You're being sarcastic, right? The prefix tree means 3.
No, not always.
Does the tree in the word field trip mean you're going on 3 field trips? Don't always believe prefixes.
You're wrong there, dear. Males are the hive gate's guards. They kill anything that threatens the hive's existence. Without males, there'll be no women.
Remember, Eve came from Adam's left lower rib. Yeah, male honeybees don't do any of that. They don't do any of that, actually. When you're from the UK and don't even know the geographic boundaries of your own country, Ireland, Wales, Scotland, and England. Are we not all British? I'm Welsh, but also British. Get over it. No wonder there are wars everywhere. We all belong to this beautiful planet Earth. Oh, man. Give peace for a chance. I fear for us all. The best part is he's dumb, but he's like, stop fighting. Oh, man. Welcome to this conversation between my co-owner and a new member. Oh my God, South America? Where from? I'm from South America, but currently studying in the US.
Utah.
What?
Yeah.
Buddy, that's not South America.
Yeah, No?
South America's a continent.
I beg to differ. You're wrong, I'm right, go Utah.
Don't data centers recycle their water, so like the water usage is actually kind of overstated? No, you can't recycle water. If you turn a liquid into a gas, it's gone. Otherwise, you can just recycle the gas in your car. What? That's just not how it works. Combustion of gas is a totally different process than the evaporation of water. It would be very simple to cool the water and recycle it. When my colorblind husband dresses our 25-week-old son. Why 25 weeks? It's 2 years! Hold on now. I believe that's wrong. It's really just a Spanish, y'all. No, it's not. It's literally the Spanish form of plural you. I wish people who clearly don't know anything about it stop blabbering. You do know what y'all means, right? You do. Have you ever spelt out y'all, like broken it down? Do you know what it means? You're just mad. No, that's only if something's yours. Oh, no. Oh, no. They lost.
When I was 6, my sister was half my age. Now I'm 70. How old's my sister? 35. Let's have a hard one next time, please. That sure is a lot of likes on that. I genuinely don't know if they're not called that on Facebook, are they? Because you've always got these stupid little emojis down here now, so I don't know. Is it just you get to react with anything, I guess now? He couldn't figure out this basic math rule. Even after the website he linked proved him wrong. Wait, really? I love that. Okay, that means less than 5. That means more than 5. How are y'all so dumb? This is defined as the greater than sign. This is defined as the less than sign. Replacing the signs with words, you said greater than 5 means less than 5.5. Greater than means more. Your second example of this, because I'm stupid and can't remember any signs from math, it's actually helpful that I'm reading this right now, is greater than the number to the right. You must not have read the website you linked to. It actually disproves you. You're simply just wrong. So confidently wrong. Wrong. Look it up. Lol. I did. You are wrong. You fool. You're wrong. But you know what's not wrong? The new merch over at EmKayshop.com. Make sure you use code BOOBIN at checkout to get yourself free shipping. For those who clearly don't know basic multiplication and math, 3 plus 2 equals 5, and 5 times 3 equals 15. Therefore, 3 plus 2 times 3 equals 15. Update on what they said after I told them it is not 15. Me, I can tell you that it's not 15. Them, source, tons of textbooks, calculators, websites, being a math major. Dude, I said basic, not advanced math. What you're talking about is advanced math, not basic math. God damn, people will say anything, won't they? How does easy mode not make things easy? Wait, what? There's even a built-in easy mode. Yeah, with Toadette and Nabbit. Would you say SMB3, what is that? Super Mario Bros. 3? Is easy because you can give yourself infinite P-Wing with a Game Genie? Having an easy mode doesn't make the game easy. That's the literal point of an easy mode. An easy mode doesn't make a game easy, else it wouldn't need to have an easy mode. Then what does it do? Bro, I'm gonna need you to tell me what easy mode does. I like that. This phrase right here kills me. An easy mode doesn't make a game easy, else it wouldn't need to have an easy mode. You need to explain that entire statement. You're not... What? Are you high? Tetanus comes from cow manure, and if you get cut, just let it bleed. That'll naturally clean it. Soap and water? You're good. Actually, tetanus comes from something I can't pronounce, which can be present in manure. And no, it is not the most efficient way to prevent tetanus. Sorry, wrong. Nothing can enter your bloodstream if you let it bleed. You don't need poison in your body to stop anything. Immune system is amazing. This man is going to die within the next 5 years. Fun fact, not every injury bleeds. Fun fact number 2, not every bleeding completely cleanses the wound. Fun fact number 3, that thing I can't pronounce does not even need to enter the bloodstream to produce tetanospasmin? Is that what that word is? I've never seen that full word. Dictionary? I never heard of it. Dictionaries aren't real, they're a liberal hoax. It doesn't make sense to tip somebody anything because it is done to ensure prompt service. You receive no prompt service, but in fact, that person made you a bigger problem. What? To ensure prompt services. What are you ensuring? Because it seems to me it's not spelt TEPS. Also, insure is to compensate. Ensure is to make something the case. Not sure how you came up with that one. Lol. Okay, why don't you adjust your glasses, nerd? I can prove 0.999 doesn't exist. Step 1, 0.999 equals 1 minus 1 minus 0? Huh? What? My unemployed boyfriend claims he has simple proof that breaks mathematics. I did see this. Can anyone verify this proof? I honestly think he might be crazy. Copying and pasting the text he sent me. Okay, this is false and I can prove it. Proceeds to not prove it. That means that 0.999 must be a fake number because having 0.999 existing will break the foundations of mathematics. I'm dumbfounded no one has ever realized this. Edit. I texted him what was said in the top comment, pointing out the mistakes, and he instantly dumped me. That man is going to die within the next 5... Okay, he's not, but he's gonna go his entire life thinking he's smarter than everyone on Earth. Smarter than the smartest people that have ever lived. The people that came up with everything he's claiming to disprove, using what they created. I don't know. He's gonna have a very harsh life. Time to find a new boyfriend. I can prove that. Birds are dinosaurs. Crocodiles are not. There are a few literal dinosaurs left, like crocodiles and alligators, and more in the ocean, but all surviving ones are in the ocean. Those aren't dinosaurs. It has to do with the formation of the hip joint and leg positioning. Crocs sprawl, and dinosaurs' legs were directly under their bodies. Oh, you have no idea what you're talking about. Go do some research. Yes, they're considered living dinosaurs. They're a lot smaller now than they were back then, but they're the oldest living creature known to humans. The oldest living creature known to humans. Is that right? Is that correct? I always love people that do that. You have no idea what we're talking about. Go do some research. Do some research. Bro, shut the hell up. Crocodiles are not dinosaurs, but both crocodiles and dinosaurs came from the crown group Archosaurs. Archosaurs? Yeah. Archosaurs were reptiles that included birds, crocodiles, pterosaurs, and dinosaurs. Modern-day birds are descendants of feathered dinosaurs evolving over the last 65 million years. See, I love that because he says go do some research. One Google later, boom, here's the answer to that. But he will come back going, no, here's some weird creepy bullshit in the basement of Google's second page. This is the true stuff, by the way. It's actually the opposite. A cool guide to what blood groups you can or can't receive. Asshole O negative can receive from everyone but can't give to anyone. Huh? She didn't start a physical altercation. She threw a glass of wine in your face. There's no physical contact between you and her at that point. I know you think you had a gotcha there, but yes, John Cena would be a pussy for attacking someone over getting a glass of wine thrown in his face. You're an idiot, man. Yes, I do believe that splashing liquid on someone is tantamount to a form of assault. I don't think it counts as battery, but I do believe it is a form of assault. Just like sneezing or spitting on somebody on purpose or coughing on them, that is also a form of assault, I'm pretty sure. So maybe don't go splashing people with random shit, because it's not okay. Racist doesn't realize Al Bowley was South African, while complaining about Africans, alright? England and the US were such lovely places before they became Africanized. Excuse me? Africa was doing just fine before the English turned up. You should look up Mr. Bowley's early life and how African it actually was. Wow. Red blood cells are not real cells. What? Yes, because even if we disregard non-human cells in the body like bacteria, most human cells by number are mature red blood cells, which do not have a nucleus and therefore no DNA. You think red blood cells are actually cells? Yes? Are you really suggesting that they're not? Lol, they aren't by definition. By definition, they don't have organelles and a nucleus and don't divide. It's literally just an oxygen transport. By definition. Hang on, let me go look this up. All right, you want to know what the first 3 words of the definition of red blood cells is? Red blood cells. You know the name? Cells? Also referred to as red cells? Are you serious? Huh? Austin is home to nearly 10% of the homeless population in the entire United States. And 94% of statistics quoted on Reddit are made up. There are 550,000 homeless people in America, almost 5,000 in Austin. Do the math, genius. You move the decimal point twice to make 10% into 0.10. What happens, or 0.10, excuse me. What happens when you move the decimal point twice in 550,000? That's right, 5,500. Or at least that's the only way I can see them coming up with 10% of 550,000 is 5,500 instead of 55,000. By this guy's reasoning, Los Angeles has 160% of the remaining homeless population. Woo! I knew there was a lot there, but that statistic is huge. Customer leaves review for a new restaurant. Oh boy, this ought to be good. First time trying this place, never again. Found a huge piece of plastic in my food. Looks like the handle of something broke off. Obviously threw everything away in case there were smaller bits. Hi there. Thank you for your review. I'm sorry to hear about this experience. By looking at the photo, we could tell that it's not a piece of plastic, but a cinnamon stick that we use as spice. In one of our dishes that we cook, of course, obviously. Please call us if you'd like to discuss this more with us. I'd be more than happy to hear your concerns and sort this out with you. Bro didn't know what a cinnamon stick was? Morgan Freeman. But did he go there? I don't know. This hurts my brain. Pretty sure that guy would turn the 1-syllable name Aaron into a 3-syllable name, Aaron. 1 syllable? Are you having a stroke? 2. Don't go there. You're gonna be featured in this group. Maybe that's what you want? Seriously? I thought you were kidding. Aaron is 2 symbols. I'll die on this hill. Post it. At me in the posting. I want to watch the roasting. Change your mind? Aaron. I'm just gonna go with Aaron. It's better, dude. All right. A plus B equals 3. A plus B plus C equals 6. A plus B plus C times 4 is what? 15? You failed math. 24. I don't know, dude. No, we eradicated it, asshole. No, smallpox will kill you, dumbass. Literally never seen a smallpox case in my life. Another fake disease to be scared of? Man, the fact that you ain't never seen a smallpox case in your life is pretty awesome, okay? That's pretty good. You wanna know why you haven't seen it? Because we destroyed it, dipshit. Funny you say that, but no one's ever really observed a germ. We've seen this one before. Yeah, this guy, the one at the end who says, have you seen one without the aid of a microscope? Yeah, microscopes aren't real. They're propaganda. Bro added the facepalm emoji in everything and commented the same comment twice to 2 different people. All right, let's see here. For all the medicated Barbies out there, oh, Wellbutrin was awful. All right, and I'm not rich enough for Vyvanse, Lexapro, or Zoloft. Where the hell is... what is that? Zoloft is the other name for that. It's literally the first one on there. Excuse me? What? All right, how do you pronounce this? Names are awful, okay? Seroquel is a fairly intense antipsychotic. Zoloft is an antidepressant. Yay. Humans are not animals. If you actually had brain cells, you would know. Well, you're disproving what you're saying already. I mean, your intellect level's down there with the common house cat, so you would definitely be an animal. Reading comprehension. Jesus. Saying it affects 1% of the people abusing the glitch is not synonymous with saying 1% of the people play hardcore. Hyperbolic example to reflect the principle was the issue. The people have spoken. It's done. Affects. It's actually effect? I could see how you'd become confused, though. Nice try. Effect is most commonly used as a noun meaning a result or consequence, as in cause and effect. Change was made, negatively affected. No, dude, come on, bro. Are you kidding me? Come on. They don't know what a noun is either, apparently. Hey, to be fair, I don't even know what a word is. You've gotten off lucky. The smugness is killing me, all right? Are you actually serious? Yeah, there's no such thing as an asexual human. Okay, asexuals aren't going to be any less real no matter how many times you say it. YouTube is preventing me from educating you further on this, so you've gotten off lucky. What does that mean? All that nonsense is a bunch of quirky Zoomers that don't want to admit to being incompatible with most of the people they meet. Whatever you say, dipshit. I can't believe you actually said, sorry, YouTube is too fun. You're lucky. You're lucky I'm gonna go back to watching, well, a bunch of names I don't actually want to name because I don't want to help platform them, so I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut. Sorry, but milk isn't dairy. Cheese is dairy. You try so hard to get it right when you're wrong, it's pathetic. Milk is considered dairy in at least 6 countries that I have lived in. How is it not dairy? Because this is America. In America, we do things the right way. Okay. They are literally called dairy cows. Yeah, but cows make cheese and milk. Different udders for different products. Rate a buck. Yes, but for some reason, they don't ever make cheese from the strawberry or chocolate cows. You know what? That's a good point. Where the hell is my strawberry and chocolate cheese? Not being able to name at least 5 African countries is wild. All right, let me try. Egypt, Uganda, South Africa, Congo, Nigeria, Rwanda. Bro said South Africa. That ain't a country, that's a direction. Huh? What? One more time. Balloons are made of plastic. Unnecessary plastic waste, OP. Balloons are filled with air, not plastic. And balloons themselves are made of rubber. And that many will probably fit in 1 or 2 trash bags, which is tiny compared to how much trash that congregates just from unclaimed freebies. I have spoken. He got you. He got you. He's spoken. No, that's it. That's it. I do absolutely fucking despise balloons, though. I hate it. I hate it. I think one of the most wastefully stupid things I've ever seen in my life was a woman carrying a bundle of balloons out of my local grocery store, and yeah, you can get them there, and she had it wrapped in a plastic trash bag because it was raining. You know, I understand, don't want to get my balloons wet, but there's something about balloons in general that just feels really stupid. I mean, I'm not saying you're dumb if you like them. I get it. Like, they're fun. They're goofy. You know, it just, to me, hate them. Can't fucking stand them. Balloons are made of latex more often than not. Latex is the stabilized, vulcanized sap from a tree. Your shiny, flat, novelty number balloons are made of mylar, which is a plastic, but not your run-of-the-mill floating inverted teardrop, but your run-of-the-mill. Okay, I see. It does eventually biodegrade. Not great for the environment and still a hazard for wildlife. Sea turtles are known for mistaking them for jellyfish, for example, but not plastic. A lot of things are called rubber, some of which are plastic, silicone, polyurethane, neoprene, nitrile, all rubbers of a sort and classed as plastics. Latex is indeed a notable exception, and humans have been using it significantly longer. Okay, I don't know why I can't read. I have spoken. Yeah, that's what I said, dude. They've spoken, bro. That's it. All there is to it. You lose. OP is the kind of person who thinks spraying someone with a hose is assault. It literally is. No. Yes, it is. Look, I'm pretty sure that if you do anything to somebody else, especially if it makes physical contact with you and they did not want you to do it, that can count. That's not okay at all. If you spray me with a hose and I didn't say, yeah, go ahead, or consent to having a water fight with you, yeah, dude, I'm gonna be pretty pissed. I draw the line at spreading misinformation. Check the facts before you look like Red. All right, so Red's the idiot. Thank you. That's a tortoise. Turtles live in water. Nope, all tortoises are turtles. Not all turtles live in the water. You are so wrong. Tortoises have more rounded and domed shells, where turtles have thinner, more water dynamic shells. Water dynamic? Turtle shells are more streamlined to aid in swimming. One major key difference is that tortoises spend most of their time on land and turtles are adapted for life spent in water. All tortoises are in fact turtles. That is, they belong to the order of, well, stuff. Reptiles having bodies encased in a bony shell, but not all turtles are tortoises. Wow, Britannica. Check that out, pal. Blue check Musk Stan. A tale in 4 parts. Oh no. The original owner of the X handle says Twitter took it without paying. They offered him merch and a tour of the office. Whoa! This is Cap via Telegraph, yet there's no article saying this. Huh? You know, I thought the guy himself said that. It is kind of lame. You know, I understand kind of, but this rebrand has been so pathetic that that he just has to take an active @ from somebody. Like, bro, you couldn't just make a different one? No, not a different handle. I mean, you've got the inner workings of the website at your fingertips. You couldn't just allow for another X? Who gives a shit? Is it literally impossible to have two of the same @? I mean, what's gonna happen? Someone looks it up and they both pop up? Oh my god. I mean, you're gonna verify yourself as the legit one anyway, right? New! Former owner of Twitter's X handle tells me how he didn't sell the account. Twitter took it. They offered him some merch. There you go. Read the article. The previous owner of the X account didn't say any of this. Some merch and to meet with management if I like, he told me, referring to what the company did offer him in its email. It's unclear if the swag would be Twitter or X related. Oh well, guess that's how it goes. Australia has one state, because they have 50 states that are the size of most countries. Very vague to say that you're from one of basically 50 country-sized states, eh? I'm from Europe would be a near equivalent. So, do you think it would be vague to say you're from Australia? Australia has one state, and yeah, I'd probably want to... hold on. Wait a minute. Boy, oh boy, there's sure a lot more than just one of anything down there when you look it up for 4 seconds. Tea is not made from coffee beans, therefore it's not a coffee. Well, you're not from the US and you still speak English, so same thing. I'm from England, and so I speak English. No, you speak British. I'm French, not stupid. The USA was founded in 1776. You think the English language didn't exist before then? I feel it's toxic and actually causes skin cancer, and Big Pharma lied to us saying the sun causes skin cancer. Did George Washington have skin cancer? No. Did they have sunscreen? No. George Washington literally had skin cancer. It was removed in 1794 by Dr. James Tate. What? Hang on a minute. Damn. A 2-second Google search, the source being the National Library of Medicine, a government site, says that he survived to face serious illnesses, including anthrax, pneumonia, and skin cancer. Good God. I mean, it makes sense. I get it. No protection other than hot clothing back then. Tenant was using my Netflix. Confidently incorrectly asserts sharing is allowed. Wait, what? Netflix was working yesterday and other days. Today it's asking to set up a new account. I'm amazed it ever worked. Netflix doesn't permit a single account being shared between households. Well, I think they used to. They even tweeted saying love is sharing a password. Just because the new rules have finally started going into effect doesn't mean that they didn't endorse it a little bit. I don't even use my account, my mother does. I basically pay for it for her. Netflix isn't included in the rent. Really? It has been working, but today it is not. And yes, you can share Netflix account. Of course you can. We sure could, but they're assholes and they changed the rules on us. Running is way more mental than physical. Huh? Most humans on Earth physically can easily run a 7 to 8 minute mile, they're just mentally not strong enough to do so. If you're a teen/college-aged man, running a 6-minute mile is possible for most. In this situation, you'll be dead if you don't run, so the mental barrier is non-existent. What? Nah, the average person's physical cardiovascular endurance is not that good. It's not a mental thing. Very true. And I don't know, if you're talking about like a fight or flight situation, sure, a bunch of people can do incredible things when they're full of adrenaline, you know? That kind of negates a lot of stuff, but hey, over the next couple days, you're gonna feel it. Hey everyone, it's me, Robin. I don't mean to scare you like this. I know I normally don't show my face here on EmKay. I just wanted to pop in really quick and let you guys know that I started a new channel of my own. No, I'm not going anywhere here on EmKay. You can find this new channel at the link in the description below or in the sub box area of the main EmKay channel. I'm right down at the bottom of the page with the other crew. Anyway, I'll let you guys get back to the content you came here for, and I hope to see you over on my new channel. The question was, what's the answer to 3 + 3 × 3? It's the audacity of the nice try, though, for me. I don't even know if that's how you read these equations out loud. I've probably been saying it wrong this whole time. 3 + 3 is 6. 6 × 3 is 18. How the hell is it 12? The way she said it could have been 12 or 18. We don't have an efficient way to verbalize parentheses, but the pause kind of made it seem like the ×3 was separated. 3 × 3 is 9, and 9 + 3 is 12. The question is 3 + 3 × 3, not 3 × 3 + 3. Nice try, though. Okay. I've learned to avoid those kinds of Facebook posts like the plague. They infuriate me. Even the people who know PEMDAS and comment the correct answer do it so proudly or even with a little bit of the smug. Like, congrats. You got an entry-level math question right. Ah, PEMDAS. Haven't heard that in a while. Definitely read some tidbit about it somewhere, but now they're thinking they're an expert on it. You should look into what a calorie actually is. They determine a calorie by combusting food in a device called a bomb calorimeter? Whatever. By measuring how much of that particular food they need to burn to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water 1 degree Celsius. Okay, now you tell me what that has to do with human nutrition? Does your body burn food to raise your body temperature? And is that how we metabolize food? Excuse me? Are you stupid? The UK isn't a country. Yes, it is, dumbass. There's a capital for each. Capital each for Wales, England, Scotland, and Northern Ireland, but London is the capital of the UK and England. Northern Ireland. Just say Ireland. Seriously? There's Ireland the country and Northern Ireland, which is part of the UK. Different things. Northern Ireland's part of Ireland. Why don't we ask Irish people about this one? Do they have any feelings here? The last comment is technically true. Northern Ireland is part of Ireland, or part of the island of Ireland. This isn't the whole thing. They meant politically and stuff. I know they weren't talking about actual location. Give it time. Lycanthrope doesn't mean werewolf. It means a person that changes into an animal man. It might also be just an animal person, but classically meant a were-rat, were-bear, werewolf, etc. That becomes a half-animal or full animal under certain circumstances, such as a full moon. Google says Oxford Dictionary lycanthrope a werewolf. Also, the guy is hairy like a werewolf in the comic. I almost read comments. I link Oxford Dictionary. You link Forgotten Realms Fandom Wiki. You win. I showed an example of what I said. I win. Lycanthropy literally comes from the name of the f***ing king of wolves in Greek mythology. It's literally a king's name. He was turned into a wolf. A person who turned into an animal. Try Google. Okay. Lycanthrope, which traces back through Latin to a Greek combination of like, from lycos, meaning wolf, and anthropos, meaning human being. Alrighty then. That's no moon. Oh, Exploring the universe from a backyard in Arizona, astrophotographer Andrew McCarthy captured the International Space Station slipping across the moon's face, gently kissing the Tycho crater. Image credit, Andrew McCarthy via Twitter. That's no moon. It's a space station. Yeah, good joke. It's a space station passing in front of a moon. So eager to troll, you can't bother to find out what you're trolling. Typical Jackaloon. You know? Jackaloon is a new one. I think I'll use it. Meanwhile, in your eagerness, you may have missed this. Jackaloon is actually adorable. Fact. God has never made a single drop of alcohol. The earth has never produced a single drop of alcohol. 100% of all wine and alcohol is manufactured by fallen men. Nothing good ever comes out of alcohol. Can you stop saying alcohol? Also, Jesus turned water into wine. This American thinking America wrote the dictionary? I'm sure we've got our own dipshit version, but we didn't write it. Bro, we wrote the dictionary. Be quiet. The most used dictionary in the world is the Oxford English Dictionary. It is also the most used in America and the one that Harvard University asks its students to use. The Oxford English Dictionary is written by professors at Oxford University in Oxford, England, and is published by Oxford University Press, also in Oxford, England. Also, the first ever dictionary was Robert Caudry's Table Alphabetical, written in 1604, published in London, England. I mean, yeah, I get it, I'm stupid, okay? I didn't choose to be born in the US. I hate it.
You're the idiot of Facebook, but it clearly says spaghetti. I'ma just do the Facebook equivalent of r/a subreddit link. Yeah, by the way, it's this your, but you're right. No, it's not your with an E. Oh, education system, why have you failed us? Leaves are for trees, not books. You take leaves from books, not pages? Well, Drew, it's a pretty common idiom used across the English-speaking world. I'm sure you could use page and still impart the same meaning. That's the beauty and horror of the English language for the literal thinkers. You take a page out of someone's book, not a leaf. Taking a leaf out of someone's book is not the phrase. Well, Drew, Google is your friend. Yeah, okay, so I did actually Google this because I wanted to be sure I was on the right side because I've made the mistake in the past and I'll never admit it. But, yeah. Both phrases are accepted. This is more so a case of what came first, the chicken or the egg, the leaf or the page. Red doing what everyone does when something is shared on Facebook. In r/anarcho-communism. I'd been to quite a few climate protests. Proceeds to catch a short-distance flight. Yeah, nice. Well, he says in the article, I carpooled my way from Graz to Vienna. Like, did you read the article? Yeah, he carpooled from Graz to Vienna to get a plane. It says, I carpooled my way from Graz, Austria, where I live, to Vienna, and met some interesting characters along the way. One was a German expatriate who wanted to catch a flight to Cologne, where the carnival was fully underway. He went to go to Vienna for a protest, not a flight. He carpooled there and met another person who was getting a flight to Cologne. Why don't you read? You know it's a good thing to do. It benefits you. It is spelled paid outside of America, as in Australia, Britain, and other English-speaking non-American countries. I'm sorry, where's this place where Britain has 2 T's? Is this an alternate reality? How dare you, disgusting, you disgust me. It is spelled paid outside of America, as in Australia, Britain, again, why? And other English-speaking non-American countries. No, it isn't. Yes, it is! Confidently Incorrect will like this one. Another delicious offering to the subreddit gods. I just need someone to explain to me why airplanes don't board back to front. Oh, when you stand up, you press down harder so you weigh more standing up. Well, you don't weigh more standing up, but your weight is spread over a smaller surface area, which applies more pressure. It's true. People weigh more standing up. That's why if you truly want to lose weight, sit down. Crawl around everywhere on your butt. That's how you lose weight. Make everyone at the gym jealous of your progress by walking around as if you're a dog with an infection on your butt. Or maybe it's, pepper. From mildly infuriating $4.95 fries at Buffalo Wild Wings. How much extra do they charge you to cook them? Well, if you have to ask, you can't afford it. Yeah, how much extra for them to clean their vats? The black specks on the fries are deposits from burnt up stuff in the vats, indicating that they need to replace or filter their oil. My god, that is an over-analysis. Today I learned that The Witcher 3 isn't an RPG because you can't make your own character. While this game is fun, it can't be compared to Witcher 3. There are multiple subplots in The Witcher 3 that could have been fantastic games on their own. This game blows Witcher 3 out of the water. Witcher 3 doesn't even qualify as an RPG. Can't make your own character. To be clear, this is about Hogwarts Legacy. You are entitled to your completely wrong opinion. I mean, it is entirely factual that Witcher 3 isn't an RPG. It is an open-world action-adventure game, not an RPG. The whole point of an RPG is creating a character and placing yourself in the game. When your passion for chains is greater than your knowledge, it's a fake Halloween decoration. Oh God, wow, some people are passionate about things, aren't they? This is what the largest dog breed in the world, Asian Shepherd Dog, looks like. It is used to protect livestock because it can easily defeat wolves. The chain around his neck used to anchor the USS Enterprise from the looks of it. Yeah, it's just a Halloween decoration.
How dare you question the validity of this chain?
That is undoubtedly a metal chain around the dog's neck. It is also undoubtedly being used as armor to protect that dog's throat from the wolves. His bread is absolutely destroyed to protect its flock. The extra links in the front of the animal are undoubtedly for extra protection as the dog swings about while engaging multiple targets. I also doubt the woman feeding the animals a half a bowl decided to arrive at a gag store and hunt down a giant fake chain to make the absolute unit appear more unit-like. Downvote me all you want. You're wrong if you genuinely think that a working animal is wearing a plastic chain that one hasn't been destroyed to shreds by the tank of a cocaine. It's a fake plastic chain. 2 pieces, Halloween chains, plastic chains, prop toy. Here's a link. You go outside. Well, I'm from Ulster and I had no idea we moved from the island recently. Ulster is not an island, poppet. Has any Remainer seen a map ever? Alright, we get it. You hate people from Ulster. This made me sad. Never give an infant honey, as it'll create botulinum floppy baby syndrome. I saw this exact thing in my trauma career. The second the mom said she made homemade medicine based on honey, I turned to my doc and said, botulism. We, sadly, could not save the baby as the mom had waited way too long to get him to us. Me and my doc went outside after working on the baby for 2 hours and just cried together. A genuine plea for caution. Let's see some mothers take this personally. Whatever, lol. Make up more stories. No baby has died from honey. No, it's not possible, lol. I don't need to Google everything like you. I pay attention in life. Pov, you are today years old when you learn that determiners such as most and least work with plural nouns. Good to have knowledge that others want. Used to be prized highly before internet and AI. Still a worthy goal in my opinion. More than a worthy goal. Knowledgeable people tend to surround themselves with other knowledgeable people. Learning is the most healthy and worthwhile of bases for adult relationships. Well, then let me teach you something. It's spelled basis. Redditor proves doctors wrong. If you want to get some sleep, so what? It's your duck and urine is sterile, so you can't get sick from it. Why? What is the context? Apparently only men can be colorblind? Misogyny gatekeeps once again. How did you become colorblind since women are not colorblind by birth? Actually, that's a myth. Women can be born colorblind. It's just more rare for them to be red-green colorblind. Not a myth, because I have been to doctors and have colorblind children. Okay, that's great. What, do your children not have cancer either? I guess that means cancer doesn't exist. On a post about the Columbus Blue Jackets hockey team. Blue Jacket is literally a racist term from the Civil War to represent the Confederacy, but your wokeism is so freaking stupid you don't even know that. However, the name officially refers to Union soldiers of the Civil War. A 1997 Dispatch story about the name's unveiling noted that Ohio sent more soldiers per capita to the Union Army than any other state did. And no, sir, you're wrong. The Confederate wore blue. The Union wore red. You're wrong. I love that their profile pic has been censored with Dumbo. Redditor learns how color works. Oh, Reddit. If we're not careful, someone will make a Today I Learned post about the ocean not actually being blue. Huh? Are you under the impression that the ocean is some other color? The ocean isn't actually blue. It absorbs all the other wavelengths of light. Blue is what's reflected back until you hit a certain depth. Correct. I mean, if you live close enough to a major city, most of the water's just green anyway. What do my fellow South Americans have to say about this? South America is not a continent, it's a region. America is the continent. I hope you're joking. Bro, tell me you are being sarcastic.
Bro, Googling is free.
Not trying to be hateful. I truly hope people are happy doing anything they want to do, but I won't stand for incorrectness with personal feelings over facts. What's this doubling down as a result of? First, I want to say I'm happy for anyone that does anything to make themselves happy. That's not what I'm doing here, but proceeds to judge and shame people who do something that makes them happy. Men don't have reproductive organs. Wait. You can change the papilla to a vagina, but they are still men in the inside, no matter what you want to think. Period. God, even dismissing the stupidity that this needs to be a political issue, neither side is going to agree with you from the very first sentence you've made there. I always argue that Gary Oldman is the best actor of his generation because more than half the movies I've seen him in, I don't know, it's Gary Oldman till the credits roll. He is a chameleon on a completely different level. You mean roll? No, it's definitely roll. Roll is a verb. Yes, it sure is a verb. You're right. The credits are rolling, not rolling. Ladies and gentlemen, peak confident incorrectness. Flat earthers are so wrong on so many levels. Water doesn't curve around a ball. It's always level. There's no proof of rotation and not one single satellite sent out to space has ever shown us the globe spinning. A time-lapse video, moon landing has been debunked, etc. I mean, I could barely get good cell service walking down the block, but the president was talking to guys on the moon through a telephone as they played golf up there. By the way, NASA and the whole gang has admitted they lost all the technology to get back to the moon or leave low Earth orbit. It's not a single argument, more like a million obvious signs throughout my life where I just know for a fact we don't live on a spinning ball. Also, no construction disregards a level surface and accounts for curvature. Never happens. I'm an engineer. Oh, it's great to know you managed to get through engineering and still think this. What a future we look forward to. What do you think about this? NASA was born in 1958. 1972 is the year they show us around Earth. How did Hollywood know what the Earth looked like before NASA? 1927 globe image before NASA's in 1972. You know, if we eventually ever make it to another planet and civilize it, make a society there, I do not doubt that after a few generations there are going to be people who say, Earth never existed, it's just a lie by the government to control us. Homie, here's a globe from the 16th century. Everyone has literally known the world was round for centuries. Round? Yes, I agree. A globe? No, impossible! If gravity exists, tell me how birds can fly 1 meter up the sea. Gravity do not attract birds? No, they always swipe left on them on Tinder. Read aeronautics. Bird wings counteract gravity because of their structure. Okay, so gravity can keep billions and billions of water around a globe, but birds are not under the law of gravity. And you really think your explanation is scientist? One? Okay, what about a supertanker? If a bird in flight stops flapping and folds his wings, you'll see gravity take over. No, you are wrong. You will see the density of the bird falling, not the gravity in action. Oh. And what influences density, huh? Why is density an issue regarding things falling? Conservation of mass, bruh. Their reply wasn't even grammatically correct. You definitely need to have passed English and maths not just for university, but for any future job. Is this comment satire? I can't tell. If not, you spell past as past in the context of your sentence. Oof, out of all the comments you could have replied to that just expose you as the person they are talking about. A little science lesson for the idiots at the global warming conference. Iceberg, ocean. Iceberg melts, ocean level remains the same. True, very valid, clearly proven by science. Oh, what's this? Except some ice sits on dry land. Oopsie. I think some of us do forget that the Antarctic and Antarctica are actually islands. They're not just giant blocks of ice. Guy tries to scold someone over verbiage, doesn't understand words. Sorry, just had to Google to double check the pronunciation of this word. It's verbiage. One time I literally had a metalhead tell me, I don't really listen to music. I mostly just listen to metal. Disclaimer, I know that metal is music. Oh, versus figuratively or hypothetically telling you? It's fun to pretend not to know that people use the word literally, emphatically. That's not what empathetic means! Completely missed the mark. Don't even get her started on seatbelts. What a car crash looks like at various speeds. Well, if they'd stop making cars out of fiberglass and plastic, there'd be more protection. Cars used to be made of metal, and people weren't dying in car accidents like they are today. Cars are being made out of these cheap materials and sold at ridiculous prices when they're nothing but a death trap. There needs to be laws against this. Paying an arm and a leg for a car that crumbles when hit should be against the law. In case you are curious about this, the reason they crumble and fold is because they're designed to absorb the impact. If we still used metal cars like we did back in the day, the only thing to absorb the impact of the hit would be your body. Essentially, it's like complaining about seatbelts because they hurt your shoulder when you get hit. Live artillery shells. Ironic there was no such thing as live artillery shell in the 1860s. They used projectiles. Not much of an archaeologist. Do your homework. Do your homework? That's pure nonsense. Exploding shells were around as early as the 14th century. Major Shrapnel invented the design that popularized his name in the early 1800s, and several live shell designs were in use during the Civil War, including Armstrong and Hush rifle shells. Live shells are being found all the time. Some estimates think over 1.5 million live shells were fired by artillery pieces in the Civil War, and as many as 20% of them failed, leaving a lot of unexploded ordnance out there to be found. I'll be honest, I had to Google Major Shrapnel to be sure that wasn't just a troll. I genuinely didn't know it came from an actual name of someone. Your uterus is a cave outside of your body. You have a weird way of thinking about something that is natural. Who poisoned your mind into such a harsh way of thinking about your own children that your body can have living in your uterus that is technically outside rather than inside a woman? It's like a cave. I'm sorry, but how is the uterus outside of the woman? Take a look at the diagram of a female body. The vagina is a passage into the uterus, a hole leading to a hole. The hole itself is vacant until something irrivers in it. The placentae is formed as a wall due to the pregnancy, and the baby attaches to the placentae. Yeah, I said words good. If you're gonna be a pedantic butt, be a correct pedantic booty. Otherwise, you're just a booty. Looks like a lot of people still don't consider Bush bad. That would be the people who do not read or use commas in the word don't, like yo. Sir, that's an apostrophe. If you want to call someone out for grammar, make sure you have it right as well. Pee up a rope. How is that an insult? If someone could do that, that's honestly impressive. They've got some really good muscles down there. No such thing as unskilled labor. That is unskilled labor. Wrong! Jailbroke. Pay attention in class, please. Jailbreaked, but go off, I guess. Oh, dude was so confident as well, Lamau. Yeah, he was right the first time. Breaked is not a word. Not just the ridiculous claim about the number of partners that women have each year, but also the bizarre math on the men's numbers.
This is literally true. Depending on the source, women have 100 to 250 partners per year. Sure, this was on the high side of the estimates, but definitely not out of the question. Meanwhile, men have only 20 to 30 partners per year on average, with 90% having less than 2, and 10% getting all the female attention. It's sexism, plain and simple.
Are you serious? You think women have it on every 1 to 2 days?
On average, yeah. Obviously, some will be lower.
I've said it 1,000 times, but the very insilly men who complain about women who seem to be able to get whatever they want would absolutely do the same thing if they were considered as attractive to that standard. They don't want a fairer or equal chance to be with these women. They just want their privilege. Mount Everest has relocated to South Dakota.
There's no snow leopards on Mount Everest or anywhere in the wild in America.
Mount Everest isn't even in America. I'm Canadian and I know that.
It's in South Dakota.
This guy thinks he knows more than the dubbing actor of Goku in Spanish. The Japanese version is not dubbing. It's so sad that a dubbing actor doesn't know what his guild does. Mario, friend, giving voice to animated characters is also dubbing. What a pity you give. Dubbing is the substitution of dialogues in a soundtrack for dialogues in a different language than the original. In the production of animated cartoons, the original audio is known as audio guide, and it is recorded before the beginning of the animation. It is not dubbing. Called me Cheeto fingers and everything. Too skinny. And imagine skinny shaming someone. Yeah, you forgot an extra oh. Learn to spell before criticizing someone. Yeah, exactly. I didn't spell anything wrong, Cheeto fingers, and I don't have to imagine I already did.
Everyone says I look 16 plus, but I'm 14.
They're lying to you, babe. It's there. If you're going to try to insult a child, love, get it right. Oh, the irony that you're both wrong. Nice try, but slavery is illegal. Has been since 1865, actually. United States laws certainly apply all over the world, don't they? I'd like you to show me the exact line in the 13th Amendment that says this only applies to the US. You know, in this day and age with the state of America, I sometimes believe that surely they don't still think they're like the center of the world anymore, right? Like they're just another country trying to do their best to survive. Nope. Then you see this, and you realize that sort of ego has not gone away. A cooked steak is full of blood or pus, because I say so. That's how people get sick not having their steak well done. Eating blood, it's not healthy. Blood carries carbon dioxide and other waste materials to the lungs, kidneys, and digestive system to be removed from the body. That steak isn't done. There's no blood in the meat after it's processed. That is actually called myoglobin. It's when the tissues from the muscles start to break down. So that's not blood. It's blood or pus. The steak isn't cooked. It isn't blood. Lol, do some research there, bud. Call it what you want. I say it's blood. The question was 10 take away 10 times 10 plus 10. 10, bro. Whoever got it incorrect should be put in elementary again. Ooh, confidently incorrect. You're literally the one that got it wrong. The correct answer is to ignore it, because if you don't believe in maths, it can't hurt you. How to math's good. Oh no, it's back! Lol, algebra? We can see without math magic that 0.999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999999 it still technically zero. Until it actually makes a full 1, it is not 1. It is 0.99999999999999999999999, which is still 0. I think it's pretty gross people breastfeed. It's not milk, it's body fluids. Might as well feed your little one your pee. We have bottles and formula. That's meant to feed your baby. Stop giving your body fluid a classy name by calling it milk. It's not milk. Milk comes from cows. It's almost like saying almonds make milk. Idiots everywhere. Damn, when do I sign up to get that sponsorship from baby formula? This guy has a weird take on Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Also doesn't understand how wild animals work. If everyone's needs were met, we would procreate ourselves to oblivion. The Earth needs people to expire so that we do not overpopulate and deplete all of our resources. Wrong. If this were true, the wealthiest humans would be expected to have the most children. But reality is the opposite. We don't feed wild animals because when we do, they tend to overproduce. Humans are no better. That is absolutely not why we don't feed wild, nor even stray animals. I studied evolution for one whole day, so I'm an expert now. After doing lots of research today, I never realized just how shaky and inconclusive all the evidence for human evolution is. So many blanks we filled in, predicted, and guessed with our own imaginations. So many missing links, so many chronological inconsistencies. What you think is their motivation to dive into the research themselves, become someone who studies that field, become an actual expert. No, they'll just fall back to their Bible and say that's the actual evidence all along. On a post of an animation of a planet crashing into Earth, claiming its shadow should be blue because the planet is outside of Earth's atmosphere. As someone who puts meticulous work into making settings look realistic, fantasy or otherwise, it always bugs me that the shadow of these planets is black instead of blue. During the day, Earth's atmosphere makes black look like blue. It's not like space suddenly turns blue during the day. That's Earth's atmosphere. It's why the moon during the day always looks like a hunk of white instead of being white and black.
So unless this planet is already within our atmosphere, it shouldn't have a black shadow like that. It should be blue. Also, what do you mean, what would you do? Die, that's what. That makes no sense. Following your logic, a sun eclipse should be blue, because a sun eclipse is literally the moon casting a shadow on Earth, and as far as I know, the moon isn't in our atmosphere. Also, Earth's atmosphere is blue because of light scattering. Shadows are caused by the absence of light. No light equals no blue. That's also why the sky isn't blue at night. Imagine he added a perfect loop to these videos. You mean machine? No, it's imagine. Don't correct me. It's machine. Sure thing, buddy.
Thanks, doopy.
On a post requesting the calorie count of fried chicken that was sitting on a scale showing 60 grams. Doesn't it say it's 60 calories on the calorie weigher? That's a scale. It measures food in grams. You can't tell how many calories are in a food by its weight. I'm honestly surprised you were able to create a Reddit account but don't understand basic logic. I literally have one at home and it tells me the calories of foods. Calories are based on weight because if you have more food, obviously it will have more calories. Cringe. Oh no. Oh no. A burger can weigh like 200 grams but be like 700 calories. What is wrong with this person? Oh god. Yeah, calorie weigher is taking me out. I mean, as someone who does like to track the calories, I'm not crazy about it though, but wow. To have this sort of completely wrong concept on it all. I wish this was the science because then I'd get to enjoy pina coladas without any sort of disgust at myself. Apparently, Doofus thinks the EU and Europe are one and the same. You're not in Europe, you drive on the right side of the road. Little does she know, Lamau. There's two problems with that. One, that's only in the UK, and two, the UK has left the EU. So the UK is not in Europe? Well, the UK is still part of Europe. I'm not, but Americans seem very proud to still use miles like us and other systems. Britisher isn't a word, by the way. Are you a moron? Cambridge Dictionary. Oh, look at this word. Wow, look at this word that is literally part of your dictionary. The three parts of the US government. Lamau, you're an absolute idiot. The three branches are the House, Senate, and Presidency. Maybe learn a little about our government before you spout off some bull smack. Holy smack, and you're so confident too. You can't really be that stupid, can you? Here's a linky. I am laughing so hard right now. Holy snappadoodles. Top reviews from other countries. 1 star. Missing letter. Absolutely gutted. I've just sat and blown up all the letters to find that the D is missing but been replaced with an extra A. It's my daughter's birthday tomorrow and now I won't be able to decorate it as planned. Not happy at all. Okay, let's just pan up to this image to see the reference here and I think we can see the problem. Well, nonetheless, a petit pate to your daughter. Feed the country with just a few Google searches. If all farmers suddenly disappeared tomorrow, we'd go hungry for a little bit before we figured it out and we're just fine. And that's because it's a job that literally anyone could do. We have the farmers we do because they're the ones who inherited a ton of land from their great-grandfather. Not because they have some highly specialized set of skills the rest of us couldn't possibly figure out with just a few Google searches. You honestly believe a day trader or barista could just step into a field and know what to do? Absolutely. Yes, maybe not immediately without direction, but every job takes training. It's just manual labor. Go here, lift this. Go there, carry that. It's not that hard. It doesn't take the best and brightest. How do farmers know what to do now? A couple of days on the job training? It's not like they go to a farmer college and spend years studying their craft. Well, yeah, that's because the people who do know the craft are the people they're working with anyway. Yeah, I used to think the same, but then I went on wine tours. My friends, it is a science of chemistry. The agriculture skills, the understanding of weather and climate, wow. And places that make genuine cider, like not just some syrupy stuff. Yeah, whoa, that's like Breaking Bad in there, son. They are cooking. Wrestling journalist tried to be a grammar police. You're a wrestling journalist and can't understand this, Lamafau. If you're gonna throw wrestling journalist in quotation marks as an insult, maybe learn your and your first. But he got it right. Besides the inaccuracies, who wants to explain to the author that butterflies aren't animals? Shall I do it? Well, if everyone says so, I'll do it. Butterflies are animals. They are insects and belong to the animal kingdom. The other 5 kingdoms are plants, fungi, protists, bacteria, and your face. Genuine informative comment, not at all attacking this person. Let's see how they rebuttal.
I don't need to Google Schmidt. By your logic, a zodiac animal could be a houseplant. It's not important enough to have an actual argument over, but the logic you're attempting to apply here is flawed.
No biggie. Yes, I'm glad to see it's no biggie. Sunshine wants to stay in the dark.
So I learned a useless fact today while doing some continuing education. You can get vitamin A poisoning from eating a polar bear liver. Apparently the entire liver has enough vitamin A to kill 52 humans. There's no way that's true. Vitamins don't kill people. In very high doses, it definitely can, but it's not common. Vitamins are sold for health in stores. I highly doubt they would sell them if they were dangerous. Well, they don't sell polar bear livers, which is what I am talking about.
Don't be ridiculous. Ain't nobody eating some cold-ass livers, so your point is mute and I stand by my comments.
This sunshine must get absolutely blown away when comparing the heaviness of a kilogram of steel versus a kilogram of feathers. Beavers to be reintroduced in West London.
There aren't any canals in West London. Where are they going to live? In a bin next to Victoria?
That's one way to approach the topic, I guess. Hey, I can solve the one question that scientists go to college for 12 years and work their life for. What is the origin of Earth? The Bible. Just read it. See, I saved $300,000 and avoided 12 years of school for nothing. Look, you can absolutely believe that. There is nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But don't presume to be smarter than somebody else who actually knows more about the world you're sitting in than you, okay? Someone spends $300,000 to become a scientist and learn all they can about the rock we're flying through space on. You do not know more. You have your beliefs, but you do not know anything about the dirt that you live on top of, pal. Fun fact, plants are sentient. Many experiments have proven that in the past. Well, really, just look it up. Okay, just look it up, bro. Just do your research, bro. Just look it up, bro. You just gotta do your research, bro. To be fair, I can't blame that guy. I also always forget how to spell it. All right, what did we forget how to spell? It's sad how most of them died, but we don't care. I want my EV to be level 50. EV. Sorry if I'm a dork. If you want to correct someone, at least do it correctly. Actually, the coldest place ever found in the universe is in a lab because we made it as cold as possible. We've come nowhere close to making it as cold as possible. We were 0.15 Kelvin away from it in a lab. You know this information is free, right? Well, they don't care. It's that weird shady website that they have to pay $20 a month for that has the real information. Michael Gambon was in Lord of the Rings. You should watch it. He was what? I'm not aware of that. I know many of people remember him as Dumbledore, and so do I, but I remember more as Gandalf, even though it was just 3 movies. He wasn't in Lord of the Rings? He was indeed, and they're good movies that I recommend you watch. Yeah, they're great films full of a lot of good actors. Not Michael Gambon, though. Clearly, you haven't watched them in a while. I also remember him more as Gandalf, just like Christopher Lee was memorable as Tywin Lannister, not to mention Ian McKellen's portrayal of Saruman, or Charles Dance as Emperor Palpatine. You did throw down some names. Fact, God has never made a single... Oh, this fucking guy again? Shut up. God made everything according to you. So, huh? Come on, Shuttlesworth. What the hell is going on? Pick a goddamn lane to be wrong in. Guy thinks that the Democratic and Republican parties haven't had political shifts in over 150 years. Wait till this kid finds out what party ended slavery. Wait till this guy learns about the Great Party Switch. Oh no, I follow real news. Clearly you don't, you little moron. Grammar pedant, I don't know. Can't read the dictionary. To be fair, I can't read at all. Marinated, sorry. Marinade is a verb as well as a noun. Marinated or marinaded, I don't know, as a past participle adjective is fine, albeit uncommon and probably accidental. No, the transitive verb is marinate. You're reading that wrong. Marinate is the definition of the transitive verb marinade. Marinade? I don't know. Marinate is both transitive and intransitive. That's pathetic. Just admit you were wrong. Really? He got you, so that's your response? What? Just say you're wrong so I can stop being embarrassed. My little sister asked people on Roblox if they would rather win $1 million or earn a penny that doubles every day for 30 days. This was the result. Oh, God. Y'all realize the penny doubled every day would add up to $5 million, right? No. Cap. Biggest cap I ever heard. In 50 years? Yeah, sounds better. Oh well. You're living off passive income. Yeah, you're broke. If you can't do math, then just say that. Literally just Google it. It doubles every day for 30 days. We've all heard the story about the chessboard and the grains of rice, haven't we? You get 40K in 7 years. That's a dumb choice. If you can't math, just say that. Holy crap, you're missing a... Doesn't matter. You know what? No, you're not missing anything. You're doing it on purpose. Somebody refuses to learn junior high school astronomy. No. Nature itself and the planets and stars prove there is a master designer holding everything in place. Doesn't prove anything. If the sun was 1 inch closer to Earth, then that's not true. If it was 1 inch farther away, we would freeze. Neither of those things are true. To believe in the theory of evolution would take an incredible... Yeah, I'm sure you were continuing to be totally normal about it. The distance between the sun and the Earth changes by far more than 1 inch over a year's time. Nuh-uh. Yes, it changes by way more than an inch. Yeah, I love people that do that. They plug their ears and go, la 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 la. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I'm right. La 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 la. It's so funny, man. You know what isn't funny though? How awesome the new merch is over at EmKayShop.com, and you still haven't gone over there and used my code Boobin at checkout for free shipping. Just saying. Keep your phone shut off tomorrow. Government is going to send activated codes to our phones. They even recommend to turn the phone off and put it in your vehicle or outside somewhere. Phones, iPads, TVs, yep, all of them. Where did you hear this and what's the code supposed to do? I heard between 1 and 3. 5G and activate the vaccine in our system. I have heard it several places. Julie Green, His Glory, Amanda Grace, and some other places on Rumble and Telegraph. Look for October 4th. Yeah, I remember that. That was crazy. 5G was turned on, the vaccine was activated, and I became gay. Also, surprisingly enough, my balls tripled in size. I think that might have just been me, though. Pizza shrinks when cooked. This is not rocket science. People who measure their food are... Really? What are you, 12? What? No, it doesn't. It expands. Source. I worked in a pizza place for a few years, and I was a lead baker of a bakery. Dough expands when baked. Also, they don't cook, they bake. Apparently it is rocket science when it comes to you. Yeah. Oh, man. Cross-posting from another Starfield group. I hope you're all smarter than this guy, and the 17,000 likes practically agreeing with his attempt to point out an error in grammar that happens to be correct. Okay, what exactly happened here? It's hilarious how many of you missed the issue. Second sentence, first option. Yeah, you're in no position to make demands right now. Just do as you're told. Okay. Wait, what? Hang on. Wait. Sorry, a cough just came on out of nowhere. Eggs are dropped by copulation now. We need to get educated. Wait, what? Huh? Oh, so you have no control of the actions if your own body? So what then is consent if not even your body agrees? Wow. Holy crap, dude. Women have no control over their eggs. Are you a child? They sound like one. This argument makes so much more sense if he was uneducated, or so uneducated that he thought women control when eggs are released, or thought we put the eggs inside ourselves and get to choose when they're released, right? I don't think there's any hope for educating him. Upon copulation, the female egg detaches and is pushed by the Philippine tubes, the Philippines tubes, and is positioned by the... I know it's fallopian. Cut me a break, man. I'm trying to be funny. And is positioned by the body in the womb, where it attaches to the inner walls. Who needs the education here? Man, okay, wow. That's sad. You know, that's just... Sometimes you gotta feel bad for some of these people. I'm very stupid, but some of these folks going through life staying as dumb as they are on purpose the whole time, I don't know, man. It's gotta be a cursed life. Redditor says that videos can be posted in a sub that has video posts disabled. Why are video posts not enabled? Posting gameplay clips from a phone is almost impossible because you have to convert them into GIFs first. Or GIFs, I don't care. This makes no sense. You can post videos here. It only makes no sense because you don't know how to do it. Video posts are literally disabled in this sub. The videos you are seeing are GIFs. Lol. I'm not going to explain how to do it because it's funnier to me if you think it's impossible. You're a dumbass. Confidently using maths to guess when OP got Pargananant. All right, let's see. There's a 75%... Wait, wow. Let me try that again. There is a 75% chance chance you were made pregnant at 11 years old. That's definitely a bad thing. What? That's not how probability works in this case. It's skewed based towards older age. If you look at all 12-year-old parents, it's more likely that they're closer to 13 than 12 because of how we work as a species. Your assumption is way more true for people the age of 20 to 40. But even then, there might be some bias. God, I don't know what they're talking about. It's maths. Pregnancy lasts 9 months and she gave birth when she was 12. She must have been made pregnant at a point between 9 months before her 12th birthday to 3 months after it. There's no assumption here at all. I don't know what either of you are talking about. My sources being I pulled it out of my ass. It's where all my sources come from. This is Scotland. It is a part of England, according to my sources. What? People fought wars with axes to prove that's not the case. England and Scotland are separate, but both a part of Britain. And what language do they speak in Scotland? Oh, it's English, isn't it? So America is part of England too, then? Well, I don't know, man. Apparently telling the difference between the OP and a commenter's own example is hard. Well, of course it is. Am I the asshole for not approving of my Korean mother-in-law walking my daughter to school? I have a rambunctious, adorable 6-year-old, Jane, not her real name. I am white, but my wife is Korean Canadian. As a Korean American who knows a lot of non-POC marrying a POC, this is nothing new. So many people, especially men, expect Asian women to be submissive, quiet, dutiful, etc., and not express their culture. It's really gross. I even had a boss who told me his Chinese wife was his ideal woman, as she's slim and beautiful even at 60. I almost threw up when he said that. Did he specifically emphasize the Chinese part, or were you simply aware she happens to be Chinese? Just saying that his wife is his ideal woman because she's slim and beautiful at 60 alone doesn't seem particularly racist. I'm on board with everything else you said, though. Edit. Per clarification in below comment, yeah, he's a fetishist. What? What the it's going on? Ah, he specifically said his Chinese wife. Well, yeah, he's a asshole then. Fetishist asshole then. Wow, he literally did not. Korean Canadian. Reading comprehension is a good thing. Reread what the comment was replying to, and the ones above, and you'll realize you probably shouldn't be handing out advice. Red guy thinks the word haikus consists of 3 syllables. What? Haiku. Okay. Haikus are easy, but sometimes they don't make sense. Refrigerator. This made me laugh more than it should have. You have too many syllables in the first line. Haiku is technically 3. Haikus are easy. Haikus are easy. Haiku consists of 3 syllables. I don't know about that one. This was in the comments of a video about glasses that convert spoken words into closed captions for deaf people. Oh, I bet this is going to be great. But if the person is deaf, how will they know what the words mean? Because they wouldn't understand a language. Deaf people can read. Yeah, but like, how do they know what the words mean? How do you know what the words mean? Because it was explained to me in words that I could hear. Well, to deaf people, it's explained in their native language, their region's sign language. Interest, you do realize I'm talking about someone who is born deaf? I don't think you realize anything at all. Confident comment on a listicle about people saying ignorant things. I'm sorry, but number 5 is just as dumb. We live in America, where Thanksgiving is always on a Thursday. It's an American holiday, babes. Aw, American education at work, y'all. Oh my god. I love how you're so confident in your idiocy. Multiple countries celebrate Thanksgiving. Oh honey, it's also a Canadian holiday where it's always on a Monday. Specifying that they were American was, in fact, relevant. Fossils don't exist. Paleontology hot take, they're just rocks. They always were, they're just cool rocks. Fossils are naturally occurring rock formations, and the idea that they are the cement casts of some group of giant birds and weird lobster things is ridiculous. The rocks just did that. Glyptodons and thylacines might have existed. No, you see, those rocks are proof that they did. Can you solve this? 90% fail to answer. We've got 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus... I'm not going to read that. That's stupid as hell. 2. Everything before times 0 is irrelevant. Simple rule of math. That's why the answer is 2. Okay, I mean, I don't care. Apparently, All Hallows Eve has Mexican origins despite predating New World emigration. What? Halloween is Irish, so all Irish songs are Halloween-themed to me. All Hallows Eve originates from Dia de los Muertos, the Mexican Day of the Dead. And what? Doesn't originate from that? What? And where is Samhain from? Legend. All over Europe. But as I've explained, Dios de los Muertos is Mexican. So yeah, we know that. We all went to school. We all went to elementary school and watched TV. We know what Dios de los Muertos is, okay? We know. Quit saying it completely like that as though you're teaching us something. You're not. We know what it is. So Europe and South America combined to create Halloween. Therefore, it's not an Irish celebration. The end. What the hell? You know what? Life's too short. I'll just die now. When you cannot tell the difference between Homo sapiens and primates, and also write Homo sapiens wrong. Yes and no. Humans are in the category of Homo sapiens, but not all Homo sapiens are human. It's just the group. Lemurs, primates, apes, etc. are all Homo sapiens. Recently, facial bones were found in Europe 1.5 million years old, predating any known existence of human presence in Africa. Just because there's more evidence in one place doesn't mean that the other evidence is discredited. What are you talking about? 5 times the world population. Ariana Grande is now the female artist with the most monthly Spotify listeners, with over 38.9 million. More than 5 times the world population. She did that. Why do I feel like that number's... It's not low, but why do I feel like that's low? Because she's a humongous name, one of the biggest in the business. Why does 38.9 million feel low in comparison to... All right, well, you know what? That question sort of answers itself. It's just I've seen a lot that get up into the 50, 60, 70 million range. It's just that, really? Anyway, this is probably old. I didn't even bother to look at the date, because there isn't one, but it was probably a while ago. I didn't censor enough last time. UK is a group of countries. Wrong. No, it's not, or that'd be called a continent. Holy shit. No, it's not. It is, dipshit. A guy who claims to be almost done with his engineering degree thinks the ancient Egyptians were more advanced than us. Why? Because they knew how to stack some rocks? We would be able to figure out a way to stack rocks too. Bruh, we don't have equipment today that can cut a block that big, that symmetrical. Have you looked at those damn rocks? They weren't looking very symmetrical. The pottery they have found is also more symmetric than any pottery we have today. If we're miles ahead in engineering, then explain how they were better at making giant squares and small pottery. By the way, I'll have my engineering degree in a semester. You're lying. You just threw that one in there so that it could seem like you knew what you were talking about. Like, This argument's about engineering of some kind. What if I just pretended that I was almost done with a full-on engineering degree of some kind? That'll make me more valid. We all know that nobody ever mistakes someone's sexuality. Unfortunately, no. Most people had gotten used to the woke culture of NPCs jarringly announcing their sexuality in RPGs, like even in Pathfinder, which is miles better than BG3. Early in the first act, you have Irabeth and Anavan, or whatever, announcing their lesbian marriage to you in an unavoidable cutscene. But BG3 decided it'd be even more progressive to take things a step further and get you involved in the homosexuality. Regardless of what any gaslighters might say, big word for such a small idiot, we all know this doesn't happen in the real world. Gay men just recognize each other with all the subtle signals people send out. They very rarely make mistakes and Okay, it's been proven in countless studies that humans have an almost sixth sense for determining each other's sexuality, but some of the woke crowd find that fact offensive for some bizarre reason. No, you don't have a gaydar. That's not a thing. No matter how obvious you think someone is being, you're probably wrong because you ain't that guy. You're not the main character. You're not smarter than everybody. You're not more important than everybody. You are absolutely nothing. Quit pretending like you're the anime star here. You're not. You don't have a sixth sense. That's not something that exists, dip. Lazio might be a team in Italy, but it's still in Spain. I know I didn't say that word right. And thanks for finding common ground. Sometimes we just agree to disagree. How is it in Spain? You're talking about a region around Rome? The Rome as in Roman Empire, the Eternal City, Roma Eterna, where Vatican is located, the capital of Italy? Well, it's a part of Italy, and Italy is a part of Spain, which is a part of Europe. What? Okay, but they're both still in Europe. That's like saying California and Texas are different countries. No, it's not. It's your, not your. Wait, hold on. To be honest, they really do know what they are doing because they never get it right. Just like you cannot get your spelling right. It's no, not no. Have you read your response? It's you can't get you are, not okay. Wow, guys. I'm in archaeology class, and they just explained it's really hard to know the sex of someone based on their skeleton. Bones need to be well conserved enough. It might be different whether the person had a child or not. The difference itself is very subtle, etc. Archaeology don't do with skeletons. Paleontology does. I wish I had the confidence in spouting incorrect information that you have. I wish you had any confidence at all to prove something wrong. I mean, it's just a simple search. It's not that hard. I wonder. Right. Well, they're in school, and you sit at your computer all day. So, who's more trustworthy here? Ah, yes, apparently genetic engineering already existed 1,700 years ago, and explains why there are statues of mythological creatures. That could suggest genetic engineering. It only suggests that ancient people had a rich mythology, legends, and folklore. Obviously, the ancient Greeks didn't have genetic engineering, when mythical creatures such as the Minotaur, satyrs, or is it satyrs? Or centaurs was mentioned in their mythology. Well, some events in a long passage of time could become a legend. There's no archaeological or historical evidence for the existence of mythological creatures. Like fiction or fantasy movies, TV, shows, and books of the day, they are basically works of imagination. It could be fiction to your mind. You're the one here who clearly doesn't know how to distinguish the difference between mythology and historical fact. Of course they don't. Of course they don't. 2,700-year-old unearthed in Iraq. A dig in northern Iraq has unearthed a 2,700-year-old alabaster sculpture of the winged Assyrian deity Lamassu, characterized by a human head, the body of a bull, and the wings of a bird. What? Pretending to be stupid like the rest of us. Grandma fell down the stairs. Why'd you take a photo? None of you guys gonna realize it was the same person that was commenting to herself, asking why did she take a photo? But I'm just gonna pretend like I'm stupid, just like the rest of you. That means she saw the response. Trying to be condescending in a fairly detail-oriented sub. Regenerate is reaction after the creature is already destroyed, not an anticipatory action. 1. Creature takes lethal damage and pending trip to the graveyard. 2. Activate regeneration. Reading the card explains the card. Parenthesis, text explains how it works. Ugh, sucks to tell people reading the card explains the card and then being completely wrong, huh? Reading the card explains the card. The next time it would be destroyed. What part of you makes you think it would be activated after a card is destroyed? I don't know what they're talking about either. Person insists TMNT used to be called Super Ninja Turtles. What? Super Ninja Turtles? Have you ever seen the first comic? When did the world get 7 continents? There are 5 rings on the Olympic flag for the number of continent. What are the new twop? Maybe you should check your geography book. There are 7 continents. No, there are 5. Asia, Europe, Africa, America, and Australia. You need to know your geography before you correct others, fool. Okay. Insisting that a dessert that happens to be colored like the rainbow is pride-themed. Okay. Me thinking you become gay by eating this. It's literally a pride flag. Sorry, but the rainbow doesn't belong to LGBTQ. Yes, I know, but the pride flag does. It has more colors, 8 to be precise, whereas the rainbow has 7. Or maybe they like brightly colored desserts. Not everything has to be about LGBT. Okay, stuck to be you. It's literally in the right order and everything. It's literally a pride flag, and I didn't say everything has to do with them. Y'all get so mad when people shove straight stuff down your throat, but insist a dessert must be a pride flag. Pick a struggle. Hey, I'm Indonesian. And this phrase has no connection with LGBT+. It's a colorful dessert, not a rights flag. So please don't shove your It's Pride flag dessert if you don't know what it is. Okay. Person thinks they know better than the native speakers. Tell me, which sounds more natural? Oh, someone left their phone here. I wonder where they went. We should go find them. Or, oh, someone left his or her phone here. I wonder. It's funny because that's not how this works at all. No, what? Someone left his or her phone here. It's funny because literally no one talks like that. The phrase you said before sounds a lot more normal to me. Do you see? Even when you're using they, them, you're referring to he or she. I'm making the point that they, them can be singular when you don't know the person's gender, just as when they don't identify as one or the other. You mean somebody. English is my 4th language, and it seems I understand it better than you. Time isn't real, and heat causes time dilation. Time's not real. It's just a social construct. You wouldn't want high BTU on your AC. That'd be a heater? BTU is still the use of measurement for air conditioners. It's the amount of energy it requires to remove the heat from an area. Cold doesn't exist, it's an absence of heat. So time isn't real either? It's just a measure? Well, not exactly. Time doesn't require energy to move from one thermal state to another. Cringe! This guy doesn't know about heat's effect on time dilation? Clearly I'm talking to someone who hasn't studied entropy beyond the 16th grade. What? Saw this interaction today. He just highlighted the part of the sentence he liked and ignored the rest. Of course he did! Why wouldn't they do that? Learn English first. English. Big nerd faces. Oh, let's see. Well, yep, check that out. Isn't that just adorable? Oh, that's so adorable. Although people writing blah blah can't even read that. Jeez. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Going for a copy-paste that proves yourself wrong. Oh, if they could read, they would probably be embarrassed. Flaring is when you go down the runway and back wheels to aero brake. No, it isn't. The flare follows the final approach phase and precedes the touchdown and rollout phase of landing. In the flare, the nose of the plane is raised, slowing the descent rate and therefore creating a softer touchdown, and the proper altitude is set for touchdown. In the case of tailwind landing gear-equipped aircraft, the altitude is set for touchdown on the main, front landing gear first. In the case of tricycle gear-equipped aircraft, the attitude is set for touchdown on the main, rear landing gear. I love that you took the time to find something, copy-paste it, and prove yourself wrong. It's called malnutrition, sweaty. Wait, is it? Women aren't even supposed to have menstrual cycles. This is your womb cleaning itself monthly from all the acidic foods, neurotoxins, and radiation we endure on a daily basis. How come men don't need to get those out of their bodies? What do we just pee it out? Or is that why we die younger? What's the deal here? Alkaline vegans and fruitarians barely ever menstruate. Wow. For all y'all white recessive females in my DMs that contain... Wait, what? Nethernatal DNA. I cannot speak for you beings, but my ancient African ancestors did not menstruate. This is something that did not occur until recently due to the amount of acidic toxins we breathe in and consume every day. Okay, hun. Ethanol is definitely not toxic. Famous last words. What? Alcohol is toxic too. The document you posted basically says it's caustic. Nothing about acute toxicity. Many pure drugs are caustic and bad if they get into your eyes. Ethanol is definitely not toxic. Just read before you make posts like that. What? How is ethanol not toxic? It's hepatotoxic. Hepatotoxic? I don't know. Neurotoxic and much, much more. Apparently, Vegas doesn't adjust lines. Who knew you could make bank with this one easy trick? I didn't. Wait, what are we talking about? No, it most certainly is not. 7 wins on the season is more than our Vegas projection was before the season started, and we're a much worse team than we're projected to be, even before losing our 2 best players. Most outlets have us at the bottom 5 teams in the NFL right now, and for very good reason. If you want to double down on being wrong, go for it, but basically every sportsbook has our current win total under at 6.5. That's 5 to 6 more wins depending on which side you want to take, and both are at -1. None of this makes any sense. None of this means anything to me. They are not speaking English. Win props aren't updated What? We were given a 6.5 line in the summer and have cratered since then. We're favorites in 2 games the remainder of the season. Yes, they are. Clearly not worth continuing this since you're just going to be confidently incorrect. Rah! You called? That's Horace, dip. Huh? Being born in 2000 whatever automatically means 2020. POV, someone new joins the team and their year of birth starts with 20. Okay? You mean their age starts with 20. No? Both are correct. True, but I doubt that was their intention because no one hires 4-year-olds. Okay. Sure, man. I see what you're getting at, but that's... never mind. Bro really said the USA and Alaska is 2 separate countries. Edit. These negative IQ people who say, you can't say that to not alive objects? What? Only is? Another edit. I ain't replying cause there are too much notifications coming cause of this post. Most of which trying to prove me wrong. Wait, what? Bro really said USA and Alaska is 2 separate countries. Oh, I see. Wait, what? You can't use R because they are not alive objects? What are you talking about? Big brain. Oh, Eknalabma. There we go. OP had a big brain moment. It's backwards on purpose, so people can read it in their rear view. What? God, whatever, man. What does it matter? It's not like I need the giant word ambulance on there anyway. I feel like I could pick one out of a lineup. What about you guys? English is only spoken because of America. I speak American English. I already told you, it isn't called English. English is only spoken because of America, not England. Why does it called English? I love that. Not because of England. Yes, no, not because of them at all. Yes, it's just getting too silly right off the bat. How are you guys feeling? I've been there. I worked at a drive-through coffee place, and I was not having it on this one day. This lady was trying to argue with me on the difference between a latte with chocolate powder, you mean? And a cappuccino. There is none. I got so sick of it, so I agreed at first. I made her coffee and opened the window to give it to her, and she said, "And there's your cappuccino." And she looked at me as if I were stupid and gave me so much attitude and said, "Actually, I asked for a latte with chocolate powder on top." Oh, okay, I see. I responded with, "Actually, that's a cappuccino, and that's what I gave you," and slammed the window on her. I'd already quit, so the boss couldn't fire me. Yeah, we knew that you were leaving one way or another. Geez, 50 years is a long time to be so wrong. I've been explaining this to people for almost 50 years. There's no such thing as selective breeding. Wonder what your qualifications for making that statement are. If you started tens of thousands of years ago, or hundreds of thousands of years ago, with only wolves, then if you breed a wolf to a wolf, you will still get a wolf. You can't end up with a Chihuahua breeding a wolf to a wolf. That's not what they're doing. You would have to have another animal in order to do selective breeding. Wow. That would be crossbreeding, and crossbreeding doesn't happen because you can't crossbreed between two different species. Wait, I thought wolves and dogs belonged to the same family. Canid family or whatever? I thought they belonged to the same family, like foxes, jackals, coyotes, so on and so forth. I'm pretty sure they can't interbreed. That's not really the point. I don't know. Can someone give me a science lesson on selective breeding, please? I mean, I don't really know anything about it to dispute this guy who's apparently been wrong for 50 years. Good news! Woman can't die anymore. That's not fair. I want to not die anymore. All of your arguments are invalid. Okay, guess you're right. Women are the most privileged individuals in society. The only ones allowed to murder on a whim because they irresponsibly chose to have unprotected sex with some rando. Women no longer die in childbirth. Where'd you get that from? See, I love people that make statements like this and then tell other people to go and look it up. If I ask this guy for at least a little bit of evidence on what the hell he just said, he's gonna tell me, "Do your research, bro." I'm like, no. You are the one making the claim. The burden of proof is on you, dipshit. Anyway, you also know the guy's an idiot because he unironically said women are the most privileged individuals in society. Man, do you know how long it took them to be considered individuals in society, you dumbass? Whatever. Stupid people gonna stupid people, I guess. Guy thinks America wasn't founded in 1776, and you can only be one of 3 Christian denominations. Alright, I gotta see this one. Happy 4th! Remember that America was founded as not only a Christian nation, but a Calvinist nation. I don't know what the hell that is. The nation in 1776 was overwhelmingly Episcopalian, Congregationalist, and Presbyterian. Religious freedom means you can choose between those 3. America was founded by deist Masons. America wasn't founded in 1776. That's liberal propaganda to make America seem like an idea rather than a culture and heritage. American heritage began when the Puritans landed in Plymouth Rock. And what did they do after they landed in Plymouth Rock? What did these guys do afterwards? Did they really blend into the native landscape? What exactly did they do after they got there? They didn't take any of that land, did they? Human-driven climate change denier. Okay, stop saying climate change is due to man-made effects. It's objectively and factually wrong. It's getting to the point where it's a joke because everyone knows it's not the case. A bad joke that doesn't seem to want to end. Okay, if it's objectively and factually wrong, Tell us why and show the proof, or at the very least, some supporting evidence. Also, what makes this even worse to me is the guy says it's objectively and factually wrong. You don't get to decide that. You do not get to decide what is objective or not, good sir, especially when you are going to provide 0% of the evidence to support whatever little point you are vaguely attempting to make. Titan boa, the biggest reptile ever that lived during the age of the dinosaurs. Titan boa was a snake, not a reptile. Dinosaurs didn't exist. Go read the Bible instead of making a fool of yourself. Okay, I'll get right on that. You know what? If I have to read something that you tell me to read, then you have to read something that I tell you to read. Okay? You ready? It doesn't matter. He doesn't know how to read. Good at English. Apparently there's some confusion here about Kate Middleton's statement. It really has made a world of difference to William and me. William and me is grammatically correct. William and I would have been incorrect. Hope that helps. It is William and I. My husband and I, personally, I think she wrote it that way to be one of the people. It is the way that we talk, but grammatically, it is I. Okay, random dude. Have a good day now. Back to the asylum. Comment on a post about electric vehicles. Oh, this ought to be great, right? Gas stations exist. There are no such places as charging stations. Right, dude. If they did exist, people would be there waiting for their electric cars to charge for hours. Electric cars are currently selling in their early prototype phase. What? What are you talking about? Are they in their infancy? Well, thanks to General Motors, they still are in their infancy. Man, we would have been a lot farther along if they didn't screw over California a long, long time ago. Not the point. Whatever. Also, remember, electric cars have been around way longer than you think. Way, 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 way longer. But, man, they'd be a lot farther along. But they're not in their prototype phase, dude. There are charging stations. Have you ever been to Walmart? I'm not kidding. Have you been to any regular Walmart? They usually have at least a few electric car spots. You know, it's not always the males, okay? DNA is not just one-sided. When it comes to deciding gender, it's on the man. What the f*** does that mean? I'm thoroughly confused. When it comes to deciding gender, it's on the man. What? You should look that up, lol. I'm crying. Then how do you explain my sister and brother-in-law? Both wanted a girl. They got 2 boys? The math is not mathing, but I will give you 1 point. I wanted a girl for my first child. I got a girl, wanted a boy, so I can quit. I got a boy. It's not the same for everybody. Guys, look, someone help him. He's struggling bad. Someone give him a link so he can understand and not look this dumb on the internet. Yeah, I guess, please, someone give the guy a link. Make sure it's a link to somewhere worth anyone's time. Men apparently don't have hormones. The more you shave, the thicker it comes back. My proof is that I'm 34 and never, not once, shaved above my knees on the legs. And all the time I get asked, why do you only have hair on the legs below your knees? And when I tell them it's because I never shaved above the knees, they saying I'm lying and there's no way. Yes way. That didn't make any sense. That didn't make any sense at all, actually. What did that have to do with darker hair? Which, by the way, I'm pretty sure was... I mean, it was a legend beforehand, but Seinfeld definitely popularized the shit out of the myth, for sure. But no, I don't think there's a single person alive other than this dude that believes that the more you shave, the thicker and darker your hair comes back. Okay? I feel like we would be able to solve male pattern baldness just by shaving our heads. So I don't think that's ever been true. Woman with 1 hand shares her keyboard. Dude with 2 hands is confident that the functional use makes no sense. Okay. There's always that guy that thinks he's smart. This person knows what they're doing and is actually experiencing something. I know more about it. I think this would be less effective because your memory of where keys are is offset, so you're looking at your keyboard the whole time. I mean, I understand the ergonomics, but the functional use doesn't make sense. What do you mean it doesn't make sense? Genuinely. My guy, you will get used to it and never need to look at it after weeks of practice. It's like using a new controller, drawing with a tablet that doesn't have a screen, etc. What about the traditional keyboard you're using? Damn, this is actually kind of funny. It's literally not. Use a calculator. How is it not right? 51.30 plus 23.70 is not 75. LMAO. Hold on, let me get out my calculator. Sorry, hold on. 1 second. All right, I got it out. Okay, so 51.30 plus 23, 0.70. Okay, what's that equal? Okay, so the calculator said 75. I've caught 22,000 Pokemon, and about 55 of those were non-event shines? Oh, like shinies? Gotcha. Making the shiny rate 0.25%. Are you struggling with math? Your rate is not 0.25%. That would mean out of 22,000, you have 5,500 shinies. Your rate is 0.0025%. Pardon me, what? Excuse me there. What are you saying? 0.25%, my boy. There's a percentage sign there. That's a 0.0025 as a decimal. Yeah, you struggling with math? 5,500 would be 25%. No, it would be 0.25% because 1.00 is 100%. That's literally what I posted? What? That's what he said. What he said for you as well is 25% of 100. 0.25 is a quarter of 1. You millennials really need a frickin' math lesson, Jesus. That and better math teachers. Someone please post this to Reddit. The hell is wrong with you? 100,000%? What? Wait, what? Oh, I see how he's writing it out. Oh, wait. No, I do. I got it. Sorry. I can't read. I never fully learned how to do that. Anyway, why are there commas? Dude, you're so wrong. Imagine calling someone else out and being so wrong. It's so funny. I think that's what Europeans use for a decimal point. Oh, yeah, the commas. Yeah, anyway. Hey, check it out. 22,000 times 0.25%. 55. It's the honey that does it for me. Oh, is it? All stars are north. Some chick just tried to mansplain. What? Some chick just tried to mansplain. Okay, how to find the North Star, and I had to very patiently explain to her that all stars are north. Like, north just means up, honey. Every star is north. No, hold on, wait. Hold on a minute. What the f*** did you just say? What? North means up? It's not a bear. But pandas are part of the bear family. Oh no, they are not. Pandas are part of the panda family. Pandas are their own species, not related to bears at all. Dogs are closer related to bears. What? I don't know anything about pandas to know anything about pandas. Wait, 3:15 isn't 3:25? But 25 is a quarter? Oh my god. Did they stop teaching kids how to read analog clocks so they could understand what quarter past, quarter till, actually means and how that relates to the pie chart that is the 4 segments of the clock? Never mind. Oh, babe. 3:15 isn't 3:15. It'd be 3:25. Can't tell if you're joking. I'm not. A quarter is 25. That's why a quarter is 25 cents. Well, yeah, 25 cents, 1/4 of $1. Just like quarter past would be 1/4 of the clock. 15 minutes every quadrant of this little pie chart on the clock, right? So 3:15. Oh my god. Tragedy versus tragedy. Got rudely corrected by a tragedy's parent. How long has Riley been a name? A few decades? It's a last name and presumably has many spellings as a last name. It has no history as a first name. Your spelling and others exist at the same time. Your smug superiority is a weird flex. Most of us don't listen to country music. Most of us don't listen to country music? Okay. Some Rileys go back to the 1800s. Most are 1900 to, what? Oh, I see how you're writing that out. I don't know why, but, there we go anyway. God, dude. I do love that, though. Most of us don't listen to country music. Okay. The chicken said, I'm out. Yeah, whatever. You might want to educate yourself. All roosters are chickens, but not all chickens are roosters. A male is called a rooster. Take a sex ed class, my guy. Wow. You are so dumb, dude. I think you need to go back to kindergarten. It's very easy to understand that a rooster is a chicken. Do you only think that hens are chickens or something? What? What is happening here? What are these guys on about? Yes, it's a male chicken, you idiot. Thank you for agreeing with me. Have a great day. So then you are agreeing that a rooster is a chicken. We agreed it's a male in the video, and a male is called a rooster. Are you done? American education system be like, the oldest living shark is older than the USA. How is the shark older than the USA? I doubt that shark's been alive for 2,023 years. What? The Earth and USA was created 2,023 years ago. I doubt that shark was the first person alive. Why do you doubt that? Why? That shark is insanely old, though. I hope it's still wandering around out there. South Africa is a continent, bruh, not a country. You sure about that? Of course I'm sure, since he doesn't know whether it's a country or not. What? No, I agree. What? Gotta remember, the game basically just came out to early access. More gear is most likely on the way in future updates. 2. Hard to trust someone who doesn't know 3rd grade English. Hold on a second. 2. Where was that supposed to be? Gotta remember, the game basically just came out to early access. Oh, yeah, you're stupid, but okay. She ate until she didn't. 2, but yes. 2 means also, dumbass. No way you're confident that you used the correct version. I'm confident as hell. Look TS up. Y'all, what are you talking? What is that? What? Need that. Too bad. Oh, I see. Do you know what Trinity means? It basically means a solid group of people. It means 3. It could mean 3. It could also mean 4, 5, or 6. What? You're being sarcastic, right? The prefix tri means 3. Not always. Does the tri in the word field trip, mean you're going on 3 field trips? Don't always believe prefixes. What? Okay. I didn't know if this belonged in r/facepalm or here, so I put it on both. But I'm pretty sure identical twins can be the opposite sex. Plus, there's no possible way that there can be identical twins that are a girl and a boy. So then one would have to be trans. Yes, there can be identical twins, not of the same gender. I literally know 2. Well, normally, because they share 100% of their DNA, identical twins will always be the same sex. Though it's not always the case, identical twins will also often share a placenta and develop in the same embryonic sac. If the twins are not identical, they would be considered... dizygotic, or fraternal twins, so your friends are the lesser case then. Okay, alrighty then. That's, yeah, fun. Well, what a fun day we just had, guys.